All personnel, clear the launch platform. All personnel, clear launch platform. Disneyland is your land.
The Leaving Today podcast, the show about the news, history, and attractions of the Disneyland Resort.
Disneyland is your land.
Well, come on, Wendy. Let's go.
But where are we going?
To Neverland.
Neverland.
Hello, and hello. Welcome to the Leaving Today podcast, episode number 207. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whenever it is, and however it is you do it. We very much appreciate it. My name is Mark, one of the co-hosts here of the LTP. Sitting to the right of me is the Trailmaster of Puppets himself, Udi.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Sitting to the left of me in the LTP lounge live is Becky.
Hi,
Hello, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I'm
Good.
super excited to be here.
Well, we are very much happy that you were here live with us, sharing sharing the mic, sharing the room, sharing beverages.
Yes.
What are you talking about? Anyway.
What are you talking about? So welcome to the Leaving Today podcast. We are a very honest and open podcast based on the Disneyland Resort. We love to talk about all the news, talk about the history of the parks, and we are not afraid to share our thoughts. If you like to talk about Disneyland and you want an honest discussion, you've come to the right place. Think of us as your friends who you've never met yet, that you just kind of want to share thoughts and ideas about. Today's show is sponsored by you, the listeners. If you want to support us that way, you can do it on leavingtodaypodcast.com or Instagram at leavingtodaypodcast.com. We have a Patreon link, and we make it super simple to do that. And that helps pay for the hosting fees and whatnot. And for that, we'll give you a T-shirt and some other stuff, I guess. Yeah, what else is there? We have T-shirts on TeePublic. They go on sale every once in a while, so keep an eye on that. We'll post it on Instagram if you'd like to follow us there. And for all of our listeners that have call us home, hey, welcome home. Yeah, and if you have not done so, please leave us a review on whatever medium you are or whatever platform you have on. That would help us out a lot. Yeah? Okay. So today we have the news, and we're also going to talk deep about the Lightning Lane Premier Pass, something we're all very passionate about. But we also have an opening question, kind of came to us from Becky. So let's do that, Becky. Let's unpack this question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if we were going to the Disneyland Resort and going to have a job there, and one person was, and the other two people in the group were in HR, where would you put that person?
Very interesting question. Let's start with Jess first, since she's not here. Oh, Jess may be calling in. She's working today. It's a Sunday morning, so she works, but she may be calling in. So just if that happens, it happens.
Yeah.
So let's do Jess real quick. If Jess showed up, but since we know where she ended up at Disneyland, does that taint your answer?
No.
Okay.
No, I know exactly where I'd put her.
Oh, okay. Where's that?
Plaid.
A plaid. A plaid.
100%. And for anybody who has met Jess in person and her demeanor on the show, I think it comes across. She's very much a people person.
Yes.
I know she gets passionate and angry and as we all do, but if you haven't been around her when she's doing her thing, she's that type of person where walk into a room and make everybody feel comfortable.
Yep.
Knows how to talk to people, knows how to talk to kids, and everything. Diffuse the situations, those kind of things.
Yes.
In that area. So 100% she'd be a plaid, be able to handle people not happy, understand, talk to them, and kind of walk them off the ledge. Also, be able to walk people around, and her passion for Walt and the park would come across as she's leading people around on a tour. So she could absolutely handle all of that. PR, all of that. Yeah, she could. I see her in a plaid, like standing next to Philander, like
Mm-hmm.
to that level.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's actually a very good answer, and
It
I 100% agree with you. I mean, many times we've gone to we see Catherine's, and she's just like phenomenal there. I mean, she well, is that the right word? Phenomenal. I mean, she does a really good job, and she would be great doing that, and she would know most of the stuff anyways.
Yeah, she would.
That's I wonder what she would think about that.
I don't know.
Hate it.
Maybe.
I think she would love it.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer. So I'm glad we didn't go, well, we'll put you in Fantasyland somewhere.
No.
Okay. So, want to do Becky or you or me?
I don't care.
Let's do Becky.
Okay.
Okay, girls first.
Oh, no. Okay, then that's not.
Ladies
Okay, then
first.
let's do me.
No, ladies first.
Okay. Becky's applying for a job and she wants to work. So, you want to work anywhere in that Disneyland resort? Okay. We know nothing about your skills. Like, no, we should know a little bit about that.
I know. I want to put you in an admin position. I don't know why.
Okay.
Really? You don't want her out on stage?
No, I'm not saying you can't be on stage, but I'm just saying I feel like your mindset would work better in that, like handling like all the stuff in the background, like just making sure things are going where they need to go.
I see you
I don't know why that
work.
just
Honestly,
jumped in my head.
I see you honestly. I see you working at City Hall.
Really?
Yes, I see you being very calm and collected when people come in and ask for some nonsense request. You know, I don't know actually if they're doing that anymore. I think they're doing it outside the park in the Esplanade now. All the DAS stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's where normally people come in.
Yeah.
But for general questions, I think you would be okay. Actually, I think you'd be better than okay. Just being calm and like diffusing situations where people come in with questions. Because I imagine they get a myriad of whatever. Hey, I've stood in line and for like 15 minutes just to talk to you. Okay, what's your question? What time do you guys close tonight? I mean, that would be the type of stuff that guests do, right? Where are the bathrooms at?
Yep. Well, open your app.
Yeah. Oh, let me just show you that. Huh? Can I make magic for you? So I can
grab a
see.
map.
I can
There
see
you
you doing that. I can see that. But then I don't know that that would be very like fulfilling for you. I think you'd be like, this is kind of silliness. So after a while, I'd say, well, let's just start you there for like 5 or 6 months and see what you do, and then maybe put you somewhere else. Or is there a certain attraction you want to work at?
So my mind, what I go to of where I would like to would be the candy shop.
Oh, doing what?
Just behind the counter selling candy.
Selling candy?
I feel like, yeah.
Becky, I think you're limiting yourself for that.
Yeah.
I might be limiting myself, but I could see myself being retired and just working at the candy shop.
Oh, okay.
But now maybe we're talking about me older versus
Yeah.
now.
Right now.
But not actually making the candy canes or the fudge or whatever.
I don't think I'd be that good at that. I think I'd be more friendly, like a friendly face, giving someone their candy and making recommendations like, oh, have you tried this candy apple? It's delicious.
Oh,
That sort
Yeah.
of thing.
okay. Interesting. So we'll start you off in City Hall and then put you at the candy shop.
Yeah. There you go.
But I could see the City Hall thing, actually, like answering people's questions or showing them where the bathroom is.
Or, yeah, just going, what the fuck? Sorry, I'm going to take that out.
Yep.
Because that's what I would do. I'd be like, this is too much for me. I could not handle this. The City
Like,
Hall.
quit.
Yeah.
Mark would be like, "How do you not know?"
The candy shop. Interesting. Yeah. Well, so the retail side of things, but specifically the candy shop.
You know, I have a hard time putting anybody in retail because I worked it for so long. I'm like, if you haven't worked it,
True.
I don't know if you really want that. Mark knows.
Yeah. Let's see.
Anything forward facing, customer facing is difficult. It really is. I don't think you got to be bred for it.
Well, especially now, even more so than before.
Is there an attraction that we could put Becky on?
Mickey's Fun Wheel.
No, I don't think so.
You need to make sure that it's operating every morning. You got to go up on it and ride it.
No.
What land would she work in? That's I have a hard time with that. Huh.
I'm dancing between Adventureland and Fantasyland.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can see both. Leaning towards Fantasyland.
Mm-hmm.
I see that too. I also see her being someone on the Mark Twain, where
Okay.
she would have guests help load on, and then just go around the like the rivers and in the costume and everything, and answer questions and things like that. I could see you doing that, but Fantasyland as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, we have you like all over the place.
Yes.
Good. What, so, but you still think the candy shop?
Yeah, I think the candy shop. The other thing that I think would be amazing would be a character on the parade, like on one of the
On the
parade
float, yeah.
floats where you're waving. But I think right now, like now I'm getting older, so I'd probably have to be like one of the fairy godmothers
Oh,
from Sleeping
jeez.
Beauty.
I don't think.
And like waving the wand
wand.
and magic
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
You know, that would be fun. And then just doing a little wave.
Yeah. All right, Udi.
What?
You want to do me or do you want to do Udi?
Your call.
What do you want to do?
Let's do Mark.
Okay.
Hey,
He's
guys,
gonna work on. He's gonna be a skipper, or I'm gonna put him on as a conductor on the railroad. One of the two.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
a conductor.
yeah, like legit conductor. I would lean towards that because I think you would get more out of that. I think the Jungle Cruise, while it is one of your favorite things, I think the conductor of the train, riding the train, doing the whole thing would the kinetic of it and having to actually deal with it, I think you would like.
Would I have to talk on the train?
No, you don't talk on the train.
I just kind of go like this.
Yeah, like no, the guy, the engineer, the guy running, like driving the thing.
Oh,
You're
that.
running
that.
the show.
Oh, so I'm actually the one
Correct.
turning the engine on and.
Correct.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought I meant like one of the people that help like.
No. The
Like, get
okay,
him
so
on
the
and off
engineer,
the
not the
wheel.
conductor. The engineer.
Oh, the engineer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. Because while I can see you, like in the skipper outfit and everything.
Yeah.
I don't think as a skipper you'd do as well.
I'd probably get fired soon.
You would because you would say some inappropriate
Oh,
joke and
100%.
yeah, and then you'd be like, oh, I'm in trouble. But yeah, yeah, and I feel like that's the best because you can get the whole wrap around the whole thing, and you could just deal with the history behind it.
Yeah, I could do that. Shoot. Yeah, see, skipper, I'd be fired pretty quick. I'd be like,
I also think too, like initially I was thinking the skipper as well, but when guests have different type of shenanigans on there, I think you would get annoyed with that.
Yeah,
oh yeah, I would.
Like you'd be like, why are these people so disrespectful?
Yeah.
That would be your mindset. I guess now that I know a little bit more about you, I could also see you maybe doing something technical with some of the shows. Like as far as like the music.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah,
like
for
something
sure.
where it's like you're putting all that together, like putting together some of the music with the fireworks and like making sure the lighting and everything's going right.
Yeah. Okay. I could do that. And here I am, sitting in HR, just asking to go to the work at the candy shop. You can put me here already.
I know, right?
Yeah. No, I could do that. Yeah, for sure. But no, somewhere I wouldn't have to talk with people because I just would lose it. I'd be like, okay, nope.
That's why I said you can be the engineer because you don't talk to people.
I don't talk to people.
Not really. Like very little. Like, hey, just go there. Then you get in the train and go boop. You can take off.
Yeah. Okay. Good answers. Udi, where are we going to put Udi? Here's Udi showing up with his resume, and it's at a TDA going, put me to work. What?
Well, if we're doing an attraction, like I could see you at Haunted Mansion.
I could see him at Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Yeah, or Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, for sure. 100% at Big Thunder.
But if I'm at Haunted, can I be drinking an old fashioned at the same time? Because that
No.
would be great.
No, you cannot.
I'm sitting there running the conductor, like sitting there with the doom buggies, being like, no, go.
But
drinking.
I could see him wearing the Haunted Mansion outfit.
Yeah, that's what I could see. Not where you're like putting people on the dune buggies, but I could see you more up front where you're just kind of
Skulking around.
Yes, exactly. Like a creepy
Yeah.
background
Like,
character.
like who's that dude in the bushes over there?
But in the best of
Wow.
ways.
I don't know whether to be offended or
No, I'm joking.
No, I mean it all.
or take it as a compliment.
You don't actually talk anymore. You just kind of like walk around with your hands behind your back. It's like looking at people sideways and skulking is what you'd be doing. That's it.
I've been known to give a mean mug from time to time.
But
Yeah.
I could see you having fun with it.
Oh, I would.
Like, and guests reacting, wanting to video you.
You know, the problem is,
Yeah.
I have the same problem as Mark, though.
Oh, what's that?
I'm way too blunt. I mean,
True.
I'm way too blunt to handle that kind of stuff. And maybe I'd find a way to be blunt, but yet, like, more. See, if I'm going to do that, I'd rather go into Rise and be a first order guy. Because then I
True,
could be
yeah.
a jerk, and then I'd be fine.
You
Because
couldn't have a beard in the first order.
Huh?
There's no one with a beard in the first order.
That's a problem. That's a problem. So, but that would be my general attitude. I'd walk on and be like, because that general attitude, I'll just say this. There's times at work when that general, for everybody who's been on it, when they walk onto the shuttle, right?
Yeah.
It's very much hand behind the back, very dominate.
Yes.
Very, very dominating attitude, shoulder back, head up, looking at you like you don't mean anything. I've been known to do that at work.
Oh, yeah.
Walk in because at that moment in time, that's what is necessary for that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And there are times where I'm very blunt, where I've told people to stop, shut up, listen, and once I'm done talking, now go.
Mm.
And they look at me, I'm like, and they look at me, what'd I just say?
Yeah.
And I literally go, and I'll walk out. I'll be back in 20 minutes. And so that falls into my demeanor, and that's the only place, because otherwise, if like I'm anywhere else, I'm going to get in trouble because I don't have that. I have the mentality like I don't have time to really like deal with that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why. That's why I'm much more. I see myself much more in the background and not having to be forward facing as much. Or if I'm going to be forward facing, it's going to be in a place where I can tap into that and be fine with that and not get in trouble for it.
Right.
Makes sense. I think they would benefit by having you be in charge of a construction schedule and a maintenance schedule.
Oh.
That's for sure.
Yeah, if we're talking about that component, I mean, we're not talking about the park. Yeah,
Yeah.
you would fit in. You would have a job for the rest of your life doing that stuff.
And there are see, the thing is, like, when it comes to things like that, you give me a hard line, and I'm like, okay, then we need to figure out how we're going to hit that hard line.
Oh, that's how I am too.
and
I
that-
love deadlines.
Like, give me the deadline. I don't like them, but I can work well within them. Like, when I hear a
Yes.
deadline and it's a realistic deadline, even unrealistic ones, I'm like, well, what can I do to get as close as I can, which I have been facing a lot lately. But, yeah, it's one of those things is like, you have to figure that out.
Right.
That's why, yeah, in that area, like you have a 6 month window to get XYZ done. I'm like, okay, that actually takes 8 months, but how can I
Right.
Yeah,
wiggle
get
it down
done.
to 6?
Uh-huh.
And I do that all the time at work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we will start you in the candy shop on Monday.
Mhm.
Okay. You can hang out with Becky.
And I'll
You
yell
guys
at one
can-
kid for being dumb.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, okay, well, you don't fit here.
Yeah.
Becky will be like, quiet, be quiet. I'm like, no, I can't.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Good answers.
Yep.
Solid answers. Does that sort of meet your question?
Yeah, it is. It does.
Okay. Excelente. All right. Well, let's get over to the news.
You listen to me now. You are talking about things that you do not understand.
Are you listening to this episode and planning your next Disneyland getaway? Of course you are. You're a member of the LTP. Well, don't worry about your stay. We've got you covered. Check out our good friends at the Eden Rock Hotel. You can visit their website at EdenRockAnaheim.com and enter the code EdenMagic for 30% off your stay. That's EDENMAGIC. Now go back to planning the stuff that really matters. And yes, a churro is acceptable for breakfast.
Okay. Well, our crack reporters have turned up some interesting things for the news for episode number 207. The first news item, which I thought was kind of cool. New Honor Collection merchandise. A new wave of Honor Collection merchandise salutes veterans and active duty members of the United States military. Last year, there was a report on a collection of camouflage apparel and products honoring the U.S. military. This year, the collection has expanded again. On a recent trip to the Emporium on Main Street, USA at Disneyland Park, we spotted this new wave of merchandise. There's a hat that says Honor on it. That's black. And the front is black. The back is camouflage. Oh, it's brown?
It's brown.
Oh, okay. I'm somewhat colorblind, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, no, that's why I'm like, it's brown.
Well, I know it's not red or anything, but those kind of colors. Oh, it's brown. Oh, this hat has a dark brown brim in front. If I saw it in person, I could tell.
Yeah.
On the front of the hat, a patch that reads Honor in gold with camouflage background. The O's in Honor have the Mickey Mouse heads on them. It's kind of cool. This next shirt here is, if I saw this shirt there when I was there a couple weeks ago, I would have gotten this for Udi. Like this,
I would have worn it. I would have liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like exactly what Udi would have liked. This gray shirt features a camouflage silhouette of Mickey Mouse with Honor written below him in the same camouflage pattern as other items in the collection. As with the rest of the merchandise, the O's and Honor have the Mickey heads inside. Disney parks have long shown support for appreciation of the United States military. And Walt Disney World veterans can stay at the Shades of Green and on-property Disney Resort exclusively for military veterans and their families. All right. And, of course, they can get discount tickets as well. That's good at Disneyland, too. You can get discount tickets for the military. Any thoughts about this?
I love it.
Yeah, I love when any huge corporation or anything really does something like this. Now, my only critique is going to be like, I want more of it and I want more often, because then it becomes off as the same thing as they do anything else. It becomes more of a virtue signal, like, okay, it's this time of the year, and everybody's doing this right now. Like, it happens to be this time of the year where every big thing is starting to have like a salute to veterans. I love that. I think any veteran, and I know a few who has served and has gone to overseas and has seen combat or anything like that in the vicinity, it leaves a mark. And any little thing that we can do to honor them and show our gratitude as a nation is something we should do.
Sure.
So I'm very happy that they do this stuff. They just need to do more of it.
Yeah.
It needs to be more, and just more often. I would never. Honestly, the gray shirt would be it. I don't like the hat, but it's not even the point. Like,
there's also a Spirit jersey, which I think.
Yeah, which is kind of cool.
Really, I'm not a Spirit jersey guy.
No, I'm not. But
are you?
But I don't look good in the Spirit jerseys, but I like their look.
What do you mean you don't look good in them?
They just don't look good on me.
Oh, okay. Well,
I feel like I don't know. They like hit me at a weird spot on my hips. It's like not flattering.
Yeah, you got. We're different, man. Women like you. That's why a women cut is completely different from a man's cut because of how.
But the Spirit jersey is unisex.
No, but it's just a big tarp, man.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not that flattering.
No,
to me.
they're not.
But I like that. I wish I could.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of times I try it and I've gotten them before. I do have a Christmas one.
Oh.
That I'll wear it around then, but yeah, it just doesn't look good on me.
Okay.
But I think this one looks really nice. I like this.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, and to be honest, if somebody gave me that hat, or even though I wouldn't buy it, I'd wear it with pride. And same with that Spirit jersey.
So, Veterans Day is coming up in November. Are they just doing it for that?
I think it's probably the lead up to it, which is fine.
But this stuff should be at the park all the time.
It should be all the time.
Yeah.
And if I saw somebody wearing this, I would also tell them thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you don't
have to be a veteran to buy this stuff.
No.
It helps.
No, it does. But see, you know what? I will.
What?
I will tell you this, and this has been my experience, that thanking somebody for their service is kind of like a mixed bag. And this has it's always been one of those things that whenever somebody opens up to me about them having served time in the military and actually going to war zones and fighting, I try not to say thank you, which is odd. I just try to listen to them.
Okay. Well, moving on. Jungle Cruise reopens from $600,000 refurbishment at Disneyland with steel framework up at Tiger Ruins scene. Awesome. While much of the ride looks unchanged, framework for a new structure is now hidden behind scrim at the Tiger scene. The Orange County Register reported that Disneyland had filed permits valued at $600,000 to replace the Jungle Cruise Tiger scene inside the crumbling ruin section. Jungle Cruise is closed from September 16th through October 3rd. Last November, walls suddenly went up around the ruins, with the audio animatronic tiger still visible at the scene's center. Some theming was added to the walls soon after. Now, what appears to be 2 levels of steel framework tower over the top of the former makeshift tiger shrine sequence covered by green scrim. Can only assume that while the ride has reopened from refurbishment, work will continue until the new tiger scene is complete. Yeah, that's kind of a bit wordy for basically saying they closed it down. $600,000 refurbishment. I don't really see a whole lot of improvement.
No.
But it was closed when I was there. Then the week after, they opened it up. So that was wonderful.
You were happy. You're like,
Yeah.
yay.
Yeah. So here we go. It's wonderful. It's there, I suppose.
I hate the scrim. I mean,
I do too. I think it looks so bad.
yeah. I mean, I wish there was a better way, and I feel like there could be, but
There has to be a better way.
there has to be a better way. I'm glad. I mean, they got to fix these things. And again, this is where I drop back, and I just need to say that this is Disney. Like, you're catching up. Like, this is a lot of the things that you have neglected, and you need to begin to make these corrections. And I'm hoping this wasn't somebody forcing their hand, like, you need to fix that. You know what I mean? I hope this is them going, oh, we need to start, like, picking up and catching up. I hope.
Yeah.
We shall see, obviously. So Disney needs to do a lot more of this kind of stuff. And I wish there was a better way to hide it. I feel like there is a better way to hide it, but there's really only so much you can really do.
Right. I'm just questioning the $600,000.
Well, honestly, that's a drop in the bucket when it comes to construction. You'd be surprised.
Where's the money going?
Okay.
We don't need a big diatribe on this, but
No, I know. So let me give you a quick breakdown. The
Okay.
material cost is going to be their steel frame. Steel frame and anything steel right now is expensive. It's super expensive. A lot of the material costs that you would be surprised. Like if I said here and I dropped like a bucket of something at you and said, how much do you think that is?
Okay.
And you probably go, I know, like $20-25. I'm like, that's 35.
Okay.
Okay, that's $40. Like what? So a lot of that has to do right now with the economy. Believe it or not, this is why I talked about our last show that the economy is feeding into this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The cost of everything goes up. Labor goes up. So you got to remember that once they get the basics done, you get a general contractor in there and their crew will get that set. Then you're going to have your artisan that's going to come in, and they're the ones who are going to set and make it look like stone. And like Shane Grammer, our friend Shane Grammer,
Yes.
will set the stone, make it look however they want. They finish the design. That is an artisan thing. They're going to charge you a pretty penny because it's time, and without them, it looks like garbage. Yeah. So that's going to be everything. So a lot of it has to do with the rising cost of everything. So $600,000, honestly, is a drop in the bucket. Like if one day I would tell you the budget that I could tell you just from my side of in a project, you'd probably go like, holy cow. It's in the millions of dollars just for my part of the job.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
So that's nothing.
Yeah.
I also wonder though, why did they close it and then reopen if they didn't?
Because they knew I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like,
seriously.
that Landucci guy.
Well, they saw my reservation already, and they go, okay, this is the perfect time to close this. Just to spite him. All
I
right.
deny that guy.
All right, since we've been talking about this lately, a new water fountain has been spotted, and then Disneyland has been slowly replacing standard drinking fountains with water refill stations and drinking locations. So a new one has emerged in Frontierland across from the Big Thunder Mountain Road exit. And I think they were doing construction when I was there on this, because I had commented to one of you guys thinking, I think they're going to put in a new one over here.
Yeah, you did.
But I didn't see it until now, and I love that they're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks great.
Yeah, so we've got one in Fantasyland now. We've got one in Bayou Country, I guess is what they're calling it. We've got one in Frontierland. And then the other one that Becky did mention was the one that's in between Adventureland and Frontierland. Right by the stockade thing, there's one there.
Yeah.
So that's 4. Oh, no, Tomorrowland has one. So there's 5. Yeah. Maybe there's one in Galaxy's Edge, but it's not themed like this.
No. It's, yeah.
What?
It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Nah. I mean, I don't know if the theming there works that well for that one, but it's okay. I like it, but I wish they would have done a little bit more.
Okay.
I don't know what, like put a hat on top of it, or I mean something like that, or a wheel or something along the lines that would be more frontierish. I don't know. Like a wood log is fine, but like put like, I don't know. I feel like it needs something on the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just a log, or it would have been, it would have been good actually if they made it like out of stone, and then made it like water coming out of the stone. I think that would have been cool, like a river coming through.
And you just fill your bottle with water coming from that?
Yeah.
Ooh. Or like a gold mining thing.
Yeah, that would have been good too.
Yeah.
So you look at the stonework behind it. If they would have had like the water flowing, so it's like the water flowing back behind it and then flowing into it, then you're like literally pouring from a stream. That would have been cool.
That would have been awesome.
Yep.
All right, next news item. This is kind of cool. Magic Key Holder previews announced for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Disneyland Magic Key holders can get a preview of Tiana's Bayou Adventure in select dates between October 21st, that's tomorrow actually, and November 12th before the ride opens to the public on Friday, November 15th. So starting tomorrow, that's October 21st, between 3 and 9 p.m. It's basically going to be between 3 and 9 on most days, except for whatever. There's quite a few days that you can do this. And I'm glad that they're doing it. I showed this to the girls, and they go, "Oh, can we go?" I'm like, "I don't think so. I don't think I want to go down for that." No. Spots will be allocated via virtual queue system. Magic Key holders who have theme park reservations for that day can log into the Disneyland mobile app at 7 a.m. to join the virtual queue while the space lasts. Magic Key holders who have already entered either Disneyland or DCA on a preview day will have a second opportunity to try to enter the virtual queue at noon. Magic Key holders can enter the virtual queue once per preview day. Regardless of whether they get a spot in the virtual queue, Magic Key holders can pick up Magic Key holders can pick up a Tiana's Bayou Adventure poster on preview days just by presenting their Magic Key at the kiosk near Fantasyland entrance to Star Wars: Galaxy's Edge. Why would they have that there?
I don't know. Weird, right?
Yeah. Okay. Distribution runs 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on preview days. And supplies are limited. Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I'm glad they're doing it.
Yeah, me too. I think that they need to do something like that. If you lived closer, would you go?
I probably would go.
I would if I lived
closer.
closer.
If it was something else that you were more excited about, would you plan a trip around it?
Yeah. What would I be more excited about?
We did that with Rise, pretty much.
Oh.
Once we knew Rise was going to open, we planned the trip to go.
Yes, we did that for sure. That was yeah, exactly. Once we found out when it was going to open, we need to book those. And I was surprised they weren't blacked out for us. That was a very lucky day for us. Yes, I would do that. I if there was something I was really interested in, I would absolutely plan to go to a preview day. If there was some Matterhorns 2.0 or some sort of, they found a new they had like a new part of the Jungle Cruise open up. Oh, there's a new river you can explore. I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to go to that, and I would for sure. This one, no, I don't think so. This doesn't really. Shoot, let me just phrase this. If I hadn't gone like 2 weeks ago, and I hadn't gone for a while, I'd go, maybe we should schedule a trip around one of these. But since I was just there, no, I can probably wait till whenever I go next.
Yeah, I like too that they're doing like 3 weeks worth of times too for people to go in.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
And these are going to sell out fast.
Yeah.
So are we going to do a POV for this?
No.
We're not going to do. Okay. All right. Just thought I'd say that.
Yeah.
Are you going to watch it on your own?
I don't think so.
Okay. Is your husband interested in this stuff?
In this one in particular, no.
Okay.
If it was something else, maybe.
Do you guys normally go on this attraction, like Splash Mountain?
Like when we go?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've gone on it. For me, I like to go on it. It just depends, I guess, the weather. But I've gone on it when it's raining, when it's cold.
Oh, yeah.
Usually.
Okay. Interesting. Do you have like a poncho or anything like that?
I did wear a poncho when we went to Disney World, and I feel like I got made fun of. When I posted a picture of us on it with the poncho.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was harder to like get back to your hotel and change. So
yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
be, like walking around all wet when it's humid already.
There you go. I would do this. I'm going to go on it whenever I get a chance.
Yeah.
Just to see what it's about.
Yeah, you have to.
Yep.
And
if you're going to be critical, you need to be able to go
Yeah.
through it.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Mhm.
definitely, like the next time, if we went and it's cold, I wouldn't care. I would try to get in the virtual queue.
Me too. Me too.
To do it,
I would.
no matter what.
No matter when. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Would you wear a poncho?
I would do it poncho-less.
Okay. I would actually just rather sit on a poncho because that's the part that bothers me.
Yeah.
that is. Yeah, and it does depend if you're in jeans.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
never.
yeah.
I'm never in jeans.
No, me
so-
either.
I always
That
am.
is like the times you always go in
Well,
jeans.
no, but I have like that a thicker material. Like I'm not wearing a
Okay,
light
yeah.
material.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I am in something thicker, no, like it's
Yeah.
that's just miserable.
For sure. Yeah. I don't want to be wet there,
No.
and it's like, okay, well.
Mhm.
But I don't care if my shirt's wet. I'm not gonna. That'll dry off fast.
Yeah, that does,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad we're doing this, and that is one win for. That's actually we've got three wins in a row for Disneyland. But
Yeah, we need that.
don't worry. There will be an equalizer coming up.
Always. Sadly, that's where we are with that.
When can we do this again? Disneyland posted a teaser about the return of the Paint the Night parade last week on social media. 6 little words were enough to ignite the imagination of Udi and thousands of Disney fans this weekend when the Disneyland Instagram account teased a return of the Paint the Night parade. The parade debuted at Disneyland in 2015 as part of the park's 60th anniversary celebration. The parade later moved to DCA in a modified form, but has not performed since November of 2018. Disney's teaser gave absolutely no indication of when or where the parade would return, and Paint the Night fans are, dare we say, glowing with excitement for more details.
Oh, my Lord.
So I know Jess is stoked about this. Becky, I'm thinking
yeah.
you are too.
Yeah, I was really excited.
Yes.
I don't get it.
It's a really good.
don't?
It's a really good show.
No, I know.
It
I've
is.
seen it, but yeah.
Yeah, parades don't usually make me go to the park.
It doesn't move
Mm-hmm.
the needle.
Why I say that? I didn't want to say because I always say that. It doesn't move the needle for me.
I did it for you. I could hear it click. I could see your mind going, well, I don't want to say that again, but here, I got you.
But okay, thank you. But you, Becky, this does move the needle for you.
It does. Like something like this makes me want to go to the park.
Oh, this makes you want to
does.
book somewhere?
Yeah, it also makes me want to make sure that I'm planning a time where I know it's there.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And I would like to see it in DCA, I think more than I would like to see it in Disneyland.
Why?
Well, it adds some life
Okay.
at night there.
It does add some. Yeah. It
Yeah.
does.
That part I would like.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And if there's a fireworks show at Disneyland, like go to DCA, do Paint the Night, go over, watch fireworks.
And Tim's into this too? Yeah, I didn't
No.
think so. I didn't think so, Becky.
He'd be like, "What?
I know.
No."
But he's got two
No,
girls.
he would. Yeah.
So, and believe me, I know how that is. He go, well, I'm not winning this at all. This, okay, I'll go get the churros and I'll be back.
Exactly.
You guys should stay right here. That's how it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Been there, done that. Am doing it. But yeah, I would not go down for this. I would go down for TBA before I would do this.
Really?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I'm not a parade guy, but I like this. I mean,
The
I do.
music's good. Like the
Yep.
it's a good show.
Owl City, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think the show is really, really good. But I'm not sitting around for parade show stuff.
Nope.
And you don't see why everyone's excited.
Oh, I do. But it isn't my jam. And I'm happy for them. And again, this is when let's say the parade's at 7. They're sitting on the curb at 5:30.
Yep.
I go, if that's what you want to do with your expensive ticket, go ahead.
Yeah. Don't let me try to influence your Disney day. Like you do your thing.
Yeah.
See, that's the part that now as a mom is different. Because I'm used to my mom doing that stuff for us.
Okay.
Like even as an adult, if we went, my mom's like, "Oh, let me save the spot. You guys run around and then come back." Now I have to be responsible for saving the spot, and that is a little bit less fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's less.
You mean I gotta sit here now? Boo.
Although maybe I could talk Tim into getting some treats and saving the spot.
Yep. I'm sure you could do that for sure. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I suspect this is going to be part of the Disney 70th anniversary.
Probably.
Yeah.
So I did have a little bit of feelings about that were negative, though. Like, as excited as I was, I did start to think, like, okay, you couldn't have come up with something
Original?
unique, yeah, for December. So I did have feelings like that.
Yes.
However, I don't want to be overly critical because it is a good show. Maybe they'll add some updates to it.
You know what's funny is that you bring up a good point that I don't think enough people are looking at, because they're for as good as Disney has been in the past with things like that. Now I feel like they're hanging too much onto the member berries right now, and this is one of those indications. So, not that it's bad. I mean, like I said,
They're hanging on to the what?
member berries. Like, remember this and remember that.
I've never heard that phrase.
Yeah, you've never heard that phrase. So,
Have you?
No,
okay.
but I got what you meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's been, I think it's a fair critique of Disney right now. It's like, as good as this stuff is, constantly going back to the well eventually taints the well, right? So I'm glad. I mean, it was a good show. I'm glad for everybody's happy for it. Good. I mean, go enjoy it. Go have a good time, have a blast. Remember all the things and bring up the nostalgia. It's great. That's part of the reason why we love Disney, because of the nostalgia factor. But there's also a thing like you need to be creative and continue moving forward.
Yes. Yes.
That's it's a fair critique, I think. But I'm, like I said, for me, it's not my thing. But for everybody who's stoked and excited, I'm happy for you. Go enjoy. Like, I'm sure Jess is excited. I know you are, and anybody else out there
Good.
who's
And
stoked about it.
Jeopardy should be.
Yeah, go have fun. Go have a blast. Go have a great time. That's what it's there for. So please go do it.
Well, and also from the perspective of just how busy things are, and if, like, with certain things being down, this is a place where people are going to be now. That frees up other areas of the park too, which I think is a good thing. Like,
For sure.
Eats up some people.
Well, and that is one of the things that, as an active park goer, you begin to, and we've talked about it before, when a fireworks show or a parade's going to come up, avoid that area now, and it'll alter the dynamic of the park for that 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever it is, and this is when you know how to maneuver through the park.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it's funny.
To me, it's a win-win for
But
everybody.
I'm glad you brought that up, because not many people think like that.
Yeah.
Well, I know we do.
Yeah.
But not many people don't. And this is why, if you worked at City Hall, Becky, you could say, do not go on Main Street between 9:30 and 10, because you're not going to get anywhere.
You're not going to move.
Yeah.
Like, you need, and if you're going to go through there, go over that side. Try to go through all the hands that we as Disney people know. Like, go here. Oh man, why is there so many people? Go into the store and start cutting through. I mean, you're going to go through people, but not as many. So it's a little bit quicker than trying to maneuver through the humanity lined up down Main Street.
Yeah.
But again, this is another reason why I love this park, even though I complain about it, is that it offers something like Paint the Night for people that like that sort of thing. And like, if Udi and I were there that night, we just wouldn't go to the Paint the Night, but we would have a great time.
Oh yeah.
Screwing around in Frontierland or Tomorrowland or something.
Yep.
And just like totally avoiding all this. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it still adds to the atmosphere.
Oh, 100%.
for sure. Yeah. And I love the fact that they have live entertainment. That's something that,
A good direction.
Yes.
Well, and this is why I keep on saying, and one of the reasons why we keep on going back to Disney is because it has such a variety of things that many people can enjoy. That's why when we get critical about people being like, we can't have this because of this in the park, I'm like, dude, if you don't like it, I know you can find something in the park that you can like, and just don't worry about that.
Yeah.
The people enjoy that over there. You enjoy your thing. Cool. Everybody's happy. Like, that's the whole point, right? We're here to have fun, be together, be communal, and be happy. Let's do that. How about we do that instead?
Right.
Yep.
And that's that mentality. We'll talk about that with Lightning Lane Premier Pass, because that.
That messes with it, so that's going to be...
Yeah.
Anyway. Yep.
Okay. Next news item, since there's a lot of them. Construction walls are down at TBA in Disneyland. The construction walls are down around TBA, which is Tiana's Bayou Adventure at Disneyland, giving us a closer look at the attractions queue, Lewis's Critter Club, and more. So we're looking at pictures of, I guess, is like a mustard yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I am not totally colorblind. Of what used to be the main thing of Splash Mountain. And, for those of us who know what the other one looked like, this is kind of a weird thing to see.
Yeah.
I'm happy of all the colors you could see. You could see this beautiful mustard yellow.
Yes. The above photo shows the initial entrance to the line. The screens at the top of the green structure are currently blank, but will let guests know whether they are entering the standby queue, lightning link queue, or single rider queue. Magic Band scanners stand behind the center and right lanes. They are currently covered. So it's going to employ Magic Band stuff, which I'm glad they're doing that, I suppose, if that's your thing.
Whatever.
Yeah. Next to the entrance sign, next to the entrance is a warning is a warning sign that warns guests that they may get wet. Also provides information about which guests should and should not ride the attraction. So that's all standard issue stuff for Disneyland.
Yep.
Looks like 40 inches is the minimum again, which is fine. And there's an picture of an extended queue, which is that new?
Yeah, I can't even picture where that is.
Well, there's a picture of you, me, Jess, and Patrick and Shannon in line.
This is below that. This is down closer to, from what I can tell.
This looks like it goes a little deeper than I thought before.
No, that I feel like that's new.
It could be. Yeah. But anyways, I think that looks kind of cool.
I like the theming. They did that well. I like the fact that they're aging the things.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we saw a bunch of the initial pictures, it wasn't aged. That's why I was like, I hope it doesn't stay this way.
Oh yeah.
And so now that you're seeing the pictures, like I'm not a fan. I don't like the color, but the fact that they've actually gone through and aged everything, and kind of brought everything down and muted it to an extent is an improvement. Again, I don't like the color scheme at all, but that's just me being like picky about colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it blends better.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah, no, and it's a much needed thing to distress everything. Yeah, because it would have been weird if it was like all shiny new. I'd have been like, no, like you don't. I don't picture that in the bayou. You see dilapidation and woods and just aging of the area. So even with this queue, their fencing and their the wood in there, it's all dilapidated looking, which is good.
It seems completely different to Disney World's too.
Yes.
Like completely different.
Yes.
It themes better with the area. If you really think about it. I mean, even with Critter Country, you have obviously a lot of the wood, and that was all aged and made look a little bit older and worn. And so if they're going to continue with that, which is a smart idea, then it fits in. So, I mean, we're talking about queues and breaking that apart. I mean, I guess it's a design win in that sense, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But most of it's a design win. So the one in Florida, there's that giant mural on the side.
Yeah.
This one's got, if you look at the second picture, to the left of the entrance, it's got like a series of panels of what is, I think, the murals.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I just don't like the artwork.
I don't like that style.
No, I don't. And I'm not. It's not a knock. It doesn't. I don't know. Some people like certain things. I don't like how it looks. It just is not my thing. But I like the colors. I guess. I mean, I know I said that I was pretty upset before because I knew what it looked like before.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't seen that before, then I go, oh wow, this looks cool. But honestly, overall, I'm pretty excited about this. I think they've done a great job. I mean, I can't knock the craftsmanship on this.
No,
and
you never can. I mean, really, you never can. What it is it's how it's going to operate. I mean, at the end of the day, we need to be on it to make the final judgment because this is like having the potentiality of a sports car that you think, oh my gosh, and you get in and it's a little 4-banger engine in there. You're like, okay, well, that affects everything we just are getting excited for now because we're puttering along instead of rolling down the freeway at 110.
Yeah.
Well, and I will say they made it look totally different.
Yes.
Like, which is it. So it's not just a simple, okay, let me just repaint this a little bit and go. Like it does look totally different. I don't know if you guys saw Philander's post this week, but he was visiting Disney World.
Was he on a cruise or something?
I don't know if he was
on a cruise.
Was he on the cruise? Yeah, yeah.
He's all over the place.
I know he's like everywhere. Alani now here, but he did post that our attraction is actually superior.
Oh,
but he believes their queue is more superior.
okay.
But we do have the better attraction.
Yeah, he mentioned that when we talked to him that ours is going to be a little bit different for some in some regards. So yeah, I'm glad that ours is superior.
Yeah, me too. I know he specifically mentioned that there's more dead space in the Florida version.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, excellent. Shoot, now I kind of want to go check this out. No.
Maybe you should do a preview day.
Well, I'm going to go in January for my birthday.
Oh, so yeah, you'll be right there.
So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a few months to go. But hopefully in March or so.
When are you going in January?
12th.
Okay.
And 13th.
Is that your birthday?
Yeah, it happens to be on a Sunday, and I'm not blacked out that day. So.
Oh, yay.
I have reservations for the 12th and 13th, and so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, good.
And then hopefully in March or April I can get.
I know. I hope so.
Oh yeah. When are you guys gonna plan to go?
You know what? I don't know. We had kind of talked about January too, like around Martin Luther King
17th
holiday.
or something?
Yeah, I think it's that like probably those next few days.
Yeah.
But I don't know right now. Well, and then we had talked about before the end of the year, but I don't think we're going to be able to make that work.
Oh yeah.
It's just too busy right now.
Yeah.
And December, I'm not going with a stroller.
No.
Like a double wide stroller in December.
And those are all the expensive dates too. The 206 dates.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, next news item, and this is some progress. Haunted Mansion Carriage House shop construction. Last month, the framework was erected for the Haunted Mansion Carriage House shop. We now notice that the boards were added to the steel framework at the beginning of October. Now, even more progress has been made on the newest Disneyland shop. The building is now almost entirely enclosed. The roof now has black tarping, likely in participation for the roof tile installation. We also notice that the building itself has walls where plywood boards were previously. The scaffolding remains in place as the shop is still very much a work in progress. But we're getting closer, Udi, aren't we?
Okay, so yeah and no.
Uh-oh. Why not?
Well, let me key you into how construction works in California. The exterior of the building is the first thing that needs to get completed. While you can do preliminary things such as venting, depending on what the architect and everybody want and engineers and figure out how to do it, but the main bulk of electrical and things like that cannot happen until the building is called dried in. So what you're seeing right now is them drying in the building.
Oh.
Okay, so them putting the top on, that is definitely not the tarp. That is because if that's the way, that is something they're covering it probably, without being there, that looks like a temporary. Because when you actually set the roof, well, depending, I don't know what the roof is going to be. If it's your more typical roof, it's a different type of paper that they lay down. And that looks like it's a temporary thing just in case it gets rained on.
Okay.
To me.
Okay.
And
well, it's probably a lot different as we speak right now.
And it could be. So because we do that, once we know inclement weather may be coming in, we have to do our part to protect the building as much as you can.
Yeah.
So at least in our for me, it's covering pipes and things like that, right? Venting coming out of the roof and things like that. So that's the way I see it. So once the drying is complete, then they can really move forward with the interior part. So finishing off any electrical work, they can't really run wire until that's done. Typically, you can't run wire because the wire gets wet. It's done. Not all of it, but chunks of it. Like the main stuff that they mostly use, from what I've been told, and speaking on more than one occasion with the Sparky, is you can't do that. So yeah, it's definitely a foot in the right direction, a foot forward in the project, but there's still a lot to go. So once I will feel better, once we start getting pictures of the roof completely in. Any windows or anything like that completely in, because all that is part of that. They need to put the windows in. Anything that's going to be exterior opening needs to be sealed and water sealed. And so that's roof, windows, walls. Once that's done, then I'll be like, okay, now we're cooking with gas because this is going to be the interior part's going to start moving. Yeah.
Okay.
So definitely a step in the right direction. I'm stoked to see it, and I'm glad that it's taking shape because it looks cool.
Yeah.
It does.
Yep. I think it's going to be great. And I'm wondering, just
Bigger than I thought, though.
Bigger than you thought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And from this perspective, looking at that picture right there, the one where you're coming from the Haunted Mansion, it totally obscures TBA.
Yep.
It does.
What do you think about that?
I'm good with that, actually.
Okay.
I like that because it gives a more distinct break between the two,
Okay.
and I don't mind that.
Okay.
I know they're trying to meld those two, but I actually don't mind because it's Bayou Adventure versus New Orleans. I like that break. So we were concerned about Sightline coming back. I'm more concerned about the Sightline coming back, which is the first picture we have.
Let's see.
That obscures the mansion too much for my liking, but I kind of get what's going on.
Yeah.
So it works in one way and it doesn't work in another way, and so you're kind of stuck in a catch-22 for me.
Well, I think if the building blends really well or like goes with the theming, it could add something.
Well, I'm guessing it's going to fit in with what they have going for the exterior of the mansion right now, pretty much on par with it. Because I mean, in my mind, I always see the mansion and the carriage house and like that would be similarly themed or looking painted. They're not a drastic difference.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope. I mean, they could completely go the other way and be like, here's the house, but the carriage house is going to be brown and muted because it's where horses are and we don't care that much. It could go that route. I hope they don't go that route, but they could. And it would still, in theory, match with the theme of a carriage house. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm down for it to match exactly what they got going on with Mansion now, and then they would blend better, I think.
This is definitely not my forte, but the tree behind it that's kind of blocking the mansion too, I feel like that needs to come down.
It's going to come down.
Okay.
They will probably either, well, depending what kind of tree. Okay, so this is where
I'm not a fan of removing trees.
No,
Well,
I know
I'm not either,
arborists
but I
come in
mean-
and they may have to move it, or they may ask to move it. But I think if they were going to do that, they may have done it already. So they may
Okay,
not
so
move
it
it. They
may
may
not.
trim it
Okay.
back and keep it trimmed a lot better. But yeah, because that tree does.
Well, they
Yeah.
could have it. They could not be trimming it as well, just to block some of the construction
They could be.
going on.
They could be. I think if because you look at it, it's a tree, but I mean, it does obscure that a bit.
Oh, any news about you going in December?
Nope.
Is that still up in the air, or you don't think it's?
I don't know yet. It's
Okay.
still up in the air.
Well, March or April, Udi.
I know.
Okay.
Oh crap!
What? What do you got going on in March and April next year?
I'll tell you after.
Oh, jeez. Well, you going to the UK?
No.
Okay.
No.
Shoot. That would be the only thing that would make me happy.
Yeah. No, you're not going to be happy about this one.
Okay. Next news item, and maybe we're going to let Udi talk about this because I enjoy him talking about food stuff.
Oh, boy.
The full menu with prices revealed for the Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree at Disneyland. The venue, formerly known as the Hungry Bear Restaurant, will open in October 25th with a new look and menu. The restaurant closed July 8th for a scheduled kitchen refurbishment, and the changes were announced after it closed. Disneyland Resort has released a full menu lineup with prices for Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree opening later this month. While the menu for the Hungry Bear Jamboree was released in August, we didn't have pricing until now.
Mm-hmm.
So, Udi, lay it on us. What are we talking about here? Gosh, it looks good too.
Okay, so I like the fact that they've kept the Hungry Bear name there. That was good. I'm glad that didn't disappear because I know we were kind of worried what they were going to do with that. Positive. Now, looking at the food, a lot of the stuff looks really freaking good. So I'll try to go through it quickly. I'm going to encourage everybody to, if we don't have it up on our IG at the point, go find it. It's going to be on Disneyland's, on their IG. That's where I saw it. And there's an article I forgot. No, I seen it. I saw it on IG and in an article that Jason sent us. Okay, so I will start off with the smoked barbecue combo platter. It's a selection of house smoked meats with baked beans, coleslaw, white bread, and pickled vegetables. You can select 2 pork, spare ribs, pulled pork, sausage link, or beef biscuit. That's sitting at $21.49.
That seems to be congruent with barbecue joints. 'Cause barbecue's not cheap.
No. And when you look at the portion allotment, it's not huge, but I feel like
No.
that's enough for a person. Yeah.
But not enough for a hungry bear.
No, not for a hungry bear.
Oh,
But enough for one person who's not going to be like wanting to roll themselves out of that place.
what if you told them, "Hey, I'm a hungry bear"? Do you think they'll
They'd be
give
like,
you extra?
oh, that's cute. Ha, ha, ha. Now, here, give me your money.
Oh shoot.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so next one on the list is the chicken tenders plate.
Is that barbecue? I don't think so.
No, but they have to add something in there, right?
Yeah.
So people are like, I want my chicken nuggies. Okay, so that one's $13.49, and that comes with coleslaw and beer battered fries. The fries actually look pretty good. I'm curious on how they're going to taste though. Beer batter for me is always like a toss up. Okay. Next one is going to be a smoked Angus beef burger with pulled pork.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you getting that?
I don't know. I'm as I'm reading this, I'm bouncing around.
I've never had a hamburger with additional meat on it. Oh, well, actually, bacon I have, but not like.
Not like something.
not like a full on
No.
slab of meat. Yeah.
Have you?
Tell if it's this one. No,
No.
I haven't.
Oh, I think
Is
it's.
it that one?
Ooh, which one are you showing me?
This bottom one?
No, it's
No?
this one.
Oh, the top right.
Oh, the top right.
Top right.
Where's
mean-
the hamburger at? Are you sure? That could be a smoked brisket sandwich. I don't see beef.
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
Is it?
It's
It is
gonna
that
be the-
bottom one,
It's
huh?
gonna be around bottom right.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so that one is
mess.
1849. That is American cheese.
Definitely bring a change of outfit.
Yeah.
Yes.
American cheese, golden aioli, pickled red onion, barbecue pickles, and crispy onions and barbecue with
No, B&B pickles. What are those?
B&B.
Those are bread and butter pickles.
bread and butter pickles.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, B&B.
You like
You're
those?
right, right.
Yeah.
Huh?
And crispy onion with beer batter fries.
Shoot.
I don't think I would order this, but it looks really good.
Hmm.
I just think it might be too much if I'm there.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but
Oh.
that does look really good.
I might get it and just deconstruct it. Just take the buns
True.
out.
I think
because-
I would do that
Then
too.
you
Just
could
eat
try
the
like
meat.
both
No,
parts.
but the bun to me, this is the problem. Like the bun is going to be more filling than the meat. I feel.
Well, I figured if the three of us are sitting at a table doing that, I'm going to get it. I'm going to bite into it. And it's all going to come out on the other end
Yeah.
and come down my wrist and go, hey, what's up? That way I just avoid the embarrassment.
Yeah, just open it up and be like, here,
Just
have
get a fork.
Yeah,
It would be in your beard for sure.
100%. 100%. I'd be like, what? What is this? I'm like, yeah. I'm told all the time, like your beard. I'm like,
You know?
Okay. The next one is a barbecue pulled pork sandwich, $15.99, tangy barbecue sauce, coleslaw, and B&B pickles with beer battered fries. Yeah, pulled pork for me is such a hit or miss. The best pulled pork I've ever had is my good friend Chad.
Mm.
Like I was there and he was smoking it, and then he came out and then he made it. I'm like, holy mother of wow! It was really good. Maybe because it was so like literally
Like
off the
right
smoker
there,
and
yeah.
still warm from the smoker, and then he just oh man, it was so good. My friend Chad has a talent for barbecue and smoking meat. He's really good at it. Okay, next one's going to be a smoked beef brisket sandwich, $16.99. I'm kind of surprised they're doing this, honestly, because meat and brisket has been really expensive. But tangy barbecue sauce, pickled red onion, and pickled jalapenos with beer batter fries. Again, brisket for me, I'm picky with brisket.
Mm-hmm.
It can be overcooked and it becomes tough and it's not as fun. Or it's
Yeah.
undercooked and it gets gummy or chewy. And it's like, I'd rather have the brisket that you eat it and it makes and like,
Mm-hmm.
it's good. We shall see how they execute everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you have your classic barbecue. Or, classic cheeseburger.
Sure.
There you go. Okay, so I'm going to skip this whole plant-based section.
Well, I like the fact
I'm
that
kidding.
no, you can because the barbecue's kind of silly to have a plant-based stuff. But I the positives are the prices don't seem to be as crazy
They're
as you
not
would think.
crazy.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And they come with fries,
Yeah.
which I think's nice because I can see them going. Oh, this is just for the sandwich, and the fries are going to be another $4.49.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so far I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Well, here. Let me bring these up because I find these interesting. The corn ribs plate. It's $14.99.
I've never had that.
It's like elote.
I've never
it's
had
like
it.
elote.
It's
Okay.
good.
It's good. Oh, you were telling me that Trader Joe's
Yeah,
had this.
Trader Joe's has it. I do think though $14.99 seems kind of expensive for it.
Well, when you look at it, it comes with fries, and it's more than just the the corn rib. So there's chili lime aioli, Parmesan, crispy onion, cilantro, scallions, coleslaw, and beer battered fries. They also have a loaded French fry. This one now, I'm more intrigued by.
Those look good.
The loaded French fry. Okay, so smoked pulled pork, queso sauce, pickled red onion, pickled jalapenos, cilantro, and scallions. I don't know about.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
How much is that?
It doesn't say. Oh, it doesn't say.
Ooh, it's not on the price is not on the menu. If you have to ask, it's too much, right?
And then
Yeah.
okay, so then it's gonna have beer batter fry. You can't get just the side of fries. $4.80. Baked beans and coleslaw, $4.50. Then they have some dessert. Banana pudding. I would try the banana pudding. Bananas, whipped cream, crushed wafer cookies, and dulce de leche and toffee. And they also have. It looks like. What you call those? Those are
Now why am I forgetting?
funnel
Yeah,
cake fries.
Funnel
yeah.
cake fries.
Which I think they had those before.
That sounds familiar to me, but what I'm not seeing, and I just realized this, are the onion rings, which are the classic staple of that restaurant.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and I'm hoping those are there. So in fact, I'm going to have to look right now because I'm about to lose my mind.
If it's not open, it's not going to show you the menu.
Well, you're right. Let me just double check.
I think if I was going, I would have a hard time picking what I want. I think I would try those fries, though, the loaded French fries, or going as a family, I would get the barbecue combo plate.
Yeah.
But I would maybe get the plant-based meal to like split because then it's easy for like the kids to grab some stuff and like we could all try it as a family.
The menu is online on the Disneyland app.
Oh, it is.
Yep, it's all there. Everything you've
The new one.
Yep, everything's there. So the sides are loaded fries, coleslaw, beer battered fries, baked beans, banana pudding, funnel cake fries, side cuties.
Uh-oh. They took it away from you. They took it away from you. I know those were good.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Mark.
that's okay. But they have
Condolences.
reusable utensils for $12.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Hungry Bear mason jar for $17.
Done.
The mason
Yeah,
jar is
I would get
cool.
that. Does
I
it come with a
would.
beverage?
I would. I'm not gonna lie. Probably. I would hope. Fill it up with
And you
something,
have
bro.
so many filling
Oh, yeah.
stations, you could have water in it later.
With choice of beverage at time of your purchase. That would be. I want to see that before. I wonder if it's glass.
It won't be.
It's mason jar, ceramic, ceramic.
It'll be plastic.
No,
It'll be plastic. I'm gonna bet money.
I don't know if this makes me a bad person, but thinking
You're a
about
bad person.
the reusable utensils.
We've already determined you are.
I know.
We've determined you.
Well, I like when I hear the reusable utensils, I'm like, okay, that's one more thing I have to clean. Like, no,
Yeah.
we're getting shit that you could throw out.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I know. Onion rings are not there. Interesting. Okay, that's fine.
Do we play
Maybe
a
a
dirge?
song, a moment of silence.
Yeah.
A moment of silence.
I mean, we gave a moment of silence for my enchiladas.
Oh, let's
I
see
don't know if they hit that deep for you though.
the onion rings.
Yeah. Do they hit that deep like my enchiladas?
No.
For you? Okay.
No, I can get onion rings anywhere, but I mean, not those specific ones. Jay will be upset about that too. We should have him on once. I bet you he's going to go try this out.
100%.
In fact, I'll text him see when he goes to try this out.
100%.
Do you think you'll try it out when you go in January?
I don't know yet. We'll think so, maybe. Yeah.
I'm going on when I go finally return. I'm going to walk in the ranch. I'm like, is there any way you can make enchiladas?
Yeah, you know what? It's funny you say that because when I was there, I didn't eat there, but I did walk in, looked around, and they have all the ingredients to do it there. You know, so I don't know if there's any way. I mean, if they could do it.
I don't know.
I wonder if you could just ask.
Have you ever Googled if they have a secret menu?
No, I have never done that.
Neither have I, but maybe we should.
Yes, that would be good to know. Okay, well, that's that for the new. Wait a minute. we've got 2 big items left, which are going to return into, I guess, our feature presentation.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay. So that's going to actually wrap up for the news, and then our feature presentation is going to be about ticket prices and that experience. All right?
And Lightning Lane.
And Lightning Lane. All right, let's do it. The feature presentation.
Here at the LTP, we know that you're always looking to plan your next Disneyland getaway. That's why our good friends at the Eden Rock Hotel are now offering a discount code to our listeners to offer you 30% off your next stay. That's right, 30%. It's huge savings. Go on to their website at EdenRockAnaheim.com, enter the code EdenMagic, that's EdenMagic, for 30% off your next stay.
All right. Well, Disney has decided to test our patience yet again with the annual price surge, price increase. Effective Wednesday, October 9th, that was Ariel's birthday, Disneyland raised the price of a single-day park tickets by as much as 6.5%, depending on when you visit, with the most expensive one-day ticket breaking $200 for the first time ever. Multi-day tickets also went up 6.5%, and annual Magic Key passes jumped as high as 20%. That's actually in my range. Mine went up 20%. There has also been a major change to the way Park Hopper add-on is priced, with prices now based on ticket tier or number of days. It can now cost as much as $105 to add park hopping to a multi-day pass. $105 total, I assume, not per day. Theme park tickets and add-ons. The Disneyland Resort uses a seasonal flex pricing structure with the price of a one-day tickets based on a 7-tier calendar. A Tier 0 ticket is lowest price single-day admission and remains the same $104 as offered since 2019. That's really generous of them. Disney generally publishes the calendar 120 days in advance, and there are 20 Tier 0 days on the schedule through early February. Not surprisingly, reservations for these lower-cost days can book quickly. On the other side of the spectrum is the Tier 6 ticket, which is valid for the busiest days of the year. It saw an $11 increase to $206, breaking the $200 mark for the first time. The $102 difference between a Tier 0 and Tier 6 ticket is striking, as you can save nearly 50% by visiting on a slower day. Prices for one-day Tier 2 through 5 tickets increased from $5 to $15. I don't go through this stuff. So, yeah, 104 versus 206. Are you? Okay, so let's go down here, and this is how much are the. Wow, I'm just kind of trying to figure this out. The Park Hopper can range from $65 to $70 depending on the tier. To $75. So a 206 day, which is the highest day it can be, that's one park. You can add it for $75 for the privilege of walking across the Esplanade and scanning into DCA. Ugh. So you're looking at what is that? $281, right? Mm-hmm. $281 for one day for both parks. $281.
Yeah.
Lowest price you're going to get is $169, and that is a one park plus a Park Hopper. So you're telling me that DCA is worth $206?
Nope.
It's not even worth $106.
No.
At all.
Not at the moment.
No.
And it won't be there for a while. If ever. Could be real.
Yeah, I don't know what. Okay, so what do you want to make of this? I mean, so we've talked about this, and okay, so here's my deal. My Enchant Pass went up $125.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's now sitting at $974, which is really the same price. It's the same, basically the same one we had for the Disney AP Flex price was $549 or $569 or something.
Yep. And now look at it.
$974.
Yep.
And that is the lowest one I can get because the next one is $5.99. I don't qualify for that because I don't live in the SoCal zip code area. Okay, yes, that is going to be that's going to be a gut check for me if I want to renew that and deal with that because how many times do I have to go to make it worth my while?
Yeah, it increases that. I mean, one of the beauties of having an annual pass was the fact that if you went 3 times, you were done, and then everything else became, you're making money to use that phrase. You're in the bank at that point, and you're going for quote unquote free at that point, right?
Yeah.
So when they do this, I mean, we talked about it a little bit, and I kind of brought it up that this is not just Disney being money hungry. I think there is a level of that without a doubt, but I think also understanding the economic situation the country's in is playing a huge part in this. This is just sadly the state of affairs where we are. So I will not throw everything, shocking as it may sound, at the feet of Bob Iger on this one, even though we rail against price increases every time it happens because we're paying more. We're paying more, and who's going to happily just start forking over money? Not many people. So what I make of it is it's a two-pronged thing. One, I think it's definitely the economic situation that we're in. The cost of everything has gone up. Everything. If you aren't seeing it, then tell me where you are, and I'm going to move there because it's everywhere. Gas, food, blah blah blah. And Disney's not immune from this cost of goods. And I've gone into. I'm not going to go into that again. But everything's gone up. Secondly, the other factor is that, in my opinion now, the attendance has been dropping, so they need to still make up their back end. So it's a hand. So that's the thing I throw at Disney. Like, I get when you're needing to increase because you're not gonna sacrifice your bottom line. It's a capitalistic point of view, and I have no problem with that. Where I do have the problem is when you're now beginning to not add value, and you're starting to throw, instead of you trying to give a hard look as to why so many people are not coming to the park, and start looking and analyzing and doing bigger things to help encourage people to come, then that's on them. So what they're doing is a common strategy that many people do, is that instead of them doing a hard look at what they can do to be better at cost, be better at managing that which they do, I'm sure they do, but they make it the easier route is just raise the price. That is the easiest way to handle the situation, and any shortfall, they go, just raise the price. This is where we're at, I think. So them looking at the shortfalls, I mean, we'll talk about the failures that they've had in the other sectors of the business. Have been massive. And if you guys don't know, we've talked about enough. I'm not going to go into it.
Right.
But the failures of the other sectors in the park have been massive. The only things that has been making money for the company has been the cruise lines and has been the parks. I personally think that the parks are starting to take a hit. Many things that I watched and read, I'm like, it makes sense to me. Mark's Visit. It's packed. Is it really, though? So that's all the things that you got to analyze. Like, it's not a simple, they raised prices again, you suck, and I hate you. Mm-hmm. It's not as simple as that. As much as I wish it would be, it's not.
No.
But yeah, this is where we are. They're moving in a manner that Disney has been for a while, raising prices. It's like clockwork. We talked about it a couple episodes ago, and boom, it dropped within I think we recorded the episode, and it came out, and in that span of time, which is about a week typically, they went up.
Yeah.
And we knew it. We knew it.
Yeah, we talked about it.
It isn't like we're some soothsayers like, I was right. It's like, no, no. When you're into this as much as we are, we know, okay, like clockwork, this is about when it's going to hit, and bam, it hit. So, to me, Disney needs to stop. And I've been saying it for a while. They need to stop. They need to stop raising prices. They need to hold the line at some point and take the hit and understand that they're going. The current strategy of just raising the price and throwing more on the Disney faithful, you're going to start shedding people, okay? And you need to then, whether or not your belief is whether you're getting the value, it's not Disney corporate, their sense of like if they're giving you value, it's what the customer sense is about them getting value. And that's the kind of the the crux of the whole situation. Because
Well, I mean, there used to be like, you could easily say, right, like, oh, well, this is a lot of money to go to Disneyland, $164 or whatever, $206. But if you were to go to an NFL game or watching an NFL game right now, you go, well, that game only lasts like 3 hours. This lasts all day. But the difference is now, if you were to buy, and that's true. The park's open from 9 to midnight, whatever.
Yeah.
9 a.m. to or 8 a.m. to midnight, I should say. And you go, yeah, I actually get like a full day. So why? But if you were to buy the same ticket to go to the NFL, it's almost like you buy that ticket, but none of your players you want to see are actually playing. Is what I'm saying. Is so if I'm paying this, dude, like 4 major attractions were shut down when I was there. So I'm not getting. I mean, it's like great. I can spend this to go watch the Lions and Vikings game, which is on the background right now. But like, you know, Justin Jefferson isn't playing, or some of the big players aren't playing. Well, what am I paying for?
Yeah.
So this is what we're doing here. So is the value there at the moment? Probably not.
No.
Not until they can just have this thing. Go ahead.
Well, no, and you're speaking to my point. Like, it doesn't matter what they think. It really doesn't matter what Disney thinks about their value. Because I've heard that argument before, and Disney has put that positive that argument before, right? It's like, well, you know, you're paying the same or less than like a concert. Like right now, Metallica's going to be playing in San Francisco. I started looking at tickets. I'm like, a nosebleeder's $180 for a nosebleeder, and I'm like, I'll pay that though, because it's a different experience.
Okay, but what if they played? Well, you're not a good example, but like if they played none of the good songs.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I like most.
So, but for the most,
stay away from load and reload, and we're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but your point is right. It's like going to watch your favorite artist, and they don't play any of their number one hits.
They only play their B sides, and like what?
Yeah.
For anybody who remembers what a B side is.
I would love that for.
No, you would.
Yeah,
but we're different. We're the caveat to that. I would if Metallica did nothing but their old stuff from Garage Days revisited and their B sides, I would be loving every second of it. The vast majority of people are like, what are they playing? I'm like, dude, this is from blah, 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 blah. And you'd be the same with Depeche Mode. You'd be like, and I would be like, what are they playing? I know their hits, but Mark would be like, going crazy. And I'm like, why are you going crazy?
Well, that would never happen. They would never do that. But it's like, I was talking to my parents about when I went, and like all the attractions that they like, they go, why would we even go? Because they love the railroad. And I love the Disneyland Railroad too. That wasn't operational. John Cruise, not operational. Splash Mountain, not operational.
Yep.
Take your hit. I mean, It's a Small World, not operational.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. Like your experience when you went, I could go there and do nothing the whole day but walk around Main Street and be totally happy. I would love it. But the problem now is with having a family and, you know, responsibilities of a job and all of those things.
Yeah.
Like you have to go there and just spend it doing that or not being able to go on your stuff. Like, it's a value decision.
It is.
So it's like I'd have to, like, being more realistic, if I'm going to take my family, you want everything to be working because now this is a trip that we need to save the year plus to be able to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I think this is the catch-22 of the situation is you throw more on the Disney faithful, and then they have to make that decision like, okay, I was going to go to the park 5 times this year. Now I can go, and it's been slowly climbing. Now 4, now 3, now 2. Crap, maybe just once. And this is the problem. Like the people who have been going multiple times a year, that number is beginning to decrease. I don't have proof of it, but it's just what I feel. Because I fall, and maybe that's my bias, because I fall into that lot. I fall into that area of people like, man, I want to go to the park. And when, like I said, pre-COVID, man, we were running that park, and we were there every other month, like clockwork, boom, 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 and we were having a good time. And that is the place where I think Disney's returned to. And again, I know my bias lies in there because, in my opinion, that was some of the best times that we've had in the park. I mean, growing up, as an adult. And so this is what it feels like. Disney needs to stop this and hold and look at it and go like, if you're looking at your numbers and you're maybe seeing decreased attendance and seeing decreased revenue and income, then maybe you need to approach it from a different point of view. And this is when I again, this is going to come like clockwork, but this is too one-sided, homogenized approach to the park. And that's my problem with all of these. Anything huge like this, whether it be government or another huge corporation, you name them, they try to make everything easy for themselves. You know, oh, we've got a massive company, blah, blah. I get you.
Yeah.
But when you come to themed entertainment, you can't do that. You just can't. It doesn't work. If you're going to sprout out across globally, cultures are different. People are different. Where you're at is different. And so this is the problem with this. This is the problem with everything. They can't just go, blanket, that's the way that goes.
Right. Let's take a quick look at the price here, just to see if the math works out in my favor or anyone's favor. So,
well, and sorry, I could tell you this. So I did on my way up here. We just kind of like briefly put in about what a trip would be if we did lightning lanes, if we had fast pass, like for our family.
Oh, for the
And
four of you, yeah.
and we kind of like did an inexpensive hotel, like staying at Eden Rock with our discount, like that sort of thing. And it came out to this to go for 3 days
Holy
What?
crap.
with
What?
the family, which is 10,210. That's counting food, like
Oh.
what we put
But-
food allowance, but
Right.
like nothing else.
how old is your oldest daughter?
Well, this is assuming that we had to pay for both of them.
But
But right now, my oldest one will turn 3.
Okay,
in
so now they're
December.
free though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So right now they're free.
But that's
so this
assuming-
is just assuming that they are not free.
so
Right.
in several years, your
Uh-huh,
price.
yeah, and which it'll go up then. But that
What?
isn't that crazy?
That's
I
ridiculously
mean, it seems
priced.
like something has to be wrong. This is also adding in lightning lanes.
Oh, with the Premier Pass?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
geez.
I mean,
Well, you
this
wouldn't
is
do
like
that.
no, I wouldn't. We wouldn't do that.
No.
But a family who doesn't know anything about Disney
Sure.
and is wanting to take their kids.
Yeah. Maybe we should add a new segment on the LTP about how to save money. Maybe we can be we
Yeah,
can
maybe that's
workshop
what we
that.
need.
Vic. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because then when you look at something like that, I mean, it's not beneficial. I mean, it's beneficial in the fact that I love Disney and
If-
I want
Right,
my
right.
kids to.
I don't love it
but
that
like,
much.
it's better value to literally go on a cruise or,
Mhm.
you know, I don't
Sure.
know.
Sure.
So, and this is the problem that they're facing. They're not, I don't think they're giving a hard look and realizing that this is a problem. Again, this is what I'm saying. Multiple trips a year, now really shrinking down to one.
Yeah, and it was
One.
a fast one.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't even like what I normally would
Yeah.
do.
So, and this is the problem. So, I know we always complain when a price goes up.
No.
But
Well, and that's human, and
It's
we're gonna feel that anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's nobody wants to just pay more.
correct. But I think this is the discussion that more important is understanding like that why it's happening, and then what do they got to do to correct this?
Well, hold on for a second. I just want to get to this.
Oh I want to hear this.
So, the average price between a tier 0 and tier 6, the average price is $164. Okay, so $164 plus a park hopper is $70.
Yep.
So, oh shoot, 164 plus, sorry, 164 plus 7. I'm sorry, this again. 164 plus 70 is $234. So that's every ticket, every day in a Magic Pass is a park hopper. So you're adding that extra
Right.
fee into that. So that's $234. If I go 4 times a year or 2 trips for 2 days each, that ends up being $936. My enchant key is $974. So it actually almost, I mean, I'm off by like $40, but
Yeah.
that's
Like-
enough to make it worth it for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I mean, even if I do 2 trips, if I go once in January for 2 days and then once in the late summer for 3 days, it's a wash for me. So that part does make sense to me. I'm not happy with the increase. I was laughing. Yeah, what Becky said. Most people just don't like to pay extra for no good reason.
Exactly.
But again, you said, why are they doing this? Well, Disneyland is a cash cow, and they're selling nostalgia. They have that. Like, that is what they sell, right? They want to sell these memories. Oh, I want to go because I used to love to go with my parents or whatever. And you go, and they're always going to have that. But what do you do, Udi and Becky, if you go, these days we just do not have enough room to accommodate all the guests? Maybe we need to make the access harder to get in? I'm just throwing it out there.
No, I get that, and that is the argument that I've heard made. Well, it's overfill, and then people talk about overcrowding, blah blah blah, and I get that to a point. But that's a problem you want to have. And instead of them trying, okay, so
Yes.
this is what Disney has been failing at, and in many, 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 many ways, but it always is the same thing. They're trying to control your experience. They are. Lightning Lane, having to make a reservation, all these things, order your food, all these things are control mechanisms on your day in Disney. So I don't think if they got away from that and just went back to the way it was,
Yeah.
You would have the initial grumble,
Yeah.
but eventually people would be like, oh, okay. And you allow them to do their thing. You just allow people to be people and just open up the door and be like, here you go. And then this is Disney being lazy, in my opinion. This is them spending money to control your day so they can save it on this other side over here. Mm-hmm. Personnel, materials, food, blah, 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 all that crap.
Yeah.
So what Disney does to correct this is they stop right here. Okay, they stop right here. They give a hard look, and this is what I would do if I was Josh tomorrow, or anybody in the C-suite, and looking at the internal numbers, because you're never gonna get them publicly like, hey, well, no, check that. You do get a hint of it if you listen to the earnings reports. You hear what do they call it now? The word is modulated or moderated attendance or modulated attendance.
Yeah.
That is their buzzword for attendance is down. Mm-hmm. Okay? So instead of them looking at it and going, why is our attendance down? They go, well, what do we need to do to make it the back end? I think that's the capitalistic point of view, that's going to be their initial thing, right? Okay, I don't blame you for that. But if you really want to correct the issue, you need to go a layer deeper. You need to go 2 layers deeper. Okay, what are we offering? What are people unhappy about? What is it they're feeling? That's why I keep on saying surveys, all these things that you give it, you fill them out because that's the way, that's Disney actively asking for that, and you need to give them your 2 cents in any way you can. So Disney, in my opinion, you stop. And then you give a hard look is like, okay, is it like none of the fluff, none of the corporate speak, and I know public facing they're going to do that, but internally, you go, why are we not getting the people that we used to? Where are we failing? And I think when we talked to Philander, he kind of touched on that. Like he's very. This is why I appreciate Philander like to no end, because while he's very much a Disney guy and one of their top guys and is forward facing, does meeting all this stuff. He's also very realistic in understanding that Disney can always do better. And I appreciate the hell out of that sentiment. Mm-hmm. And I think this is where we're at with this. It's like Disney needs to, not on a cast member level, because I think for the most part, most of the cast members there are going to be always looking for, like, how do I do better?
Sure.
That's part of the reason why they're there. And what makes the park so good. But I think it's up higher. It's up higher like, hey, I'm not just looking out for my job and what is the spreadsheet going to tell me at the bottom, like, am I in red or black? It's understanding that in order to maintain the company and build the company and make it something that's going to last for another 100 years, it takes more than you just being short-sighted. So this is the problem with Disney, and I think this is where they stop right now. They need to go, okay, wait. Let's see how the pricing goes right now, because there's always going to be a hit, and then give a hard look, like give a pause and like, where are we at, like really? With the competition coming, Universal, all these things, these are real things that are going to affect that business. And if they are too arrogant or too much in a bubble to be realistic about it, this is gonna not be good.
Well, I think Universal, the Epic Universe in Florida, will challenge Disney World.
100%.
It's not going to impact the Anaheim parks.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And even Universal in Hollywood doesn't really doesn't impact much.
No, but it's not the same as Universal there.
No.
At all.
No.
So it's so different.
Yeah.
And I know with us, like being the biggest Disney fan, I feel like we've thought, no, we'll plan a trip to Universal in Orlando just to go there and maybe pick Epcot or one park to go for one day. Whereas now it's the opposite. Like, oh, let's go to Universal for a day, but plan it around. So that is there.
Yeah.
I will never think that Universal does it better than Disney, though. Like, not with entertainment.
No,
anyway.
I don't think so either.
but their park is great there.
Yeah, in Florida.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to go in there. We had tickets for it, but I had to cancel the tickets because we were just so tired. We just
Yeah, it
couldn't figure
is tiring there.
No, we just
for
couldn't.
sure.
We ran ragged, and we just cannot go. But to Udi's point about Disney controlling everything with reservations and Lightning Lane and food mobile ordering, I hear what you're saying, but you understand, and you already know this. You don't have to subscribe to any of that crap. We did none of that nonsense while we were there, and we had a great time. We just did it old school Disneyland. It's like we had no magic. We had no. We did not get the Max Pass or Lightning Lane or anything like that, or whatever they're calling it now. Genie Plus isn't what it's called anymore. It's Lightning Lane. We did none of that. We know how to navigate the system, and we didn't do any mobile ordering, and we did fine everywhere, and we just let the Disney winds take us. And so I hear what you're saying, but the majority of guests don't know how to play the game like that, right?
Right.
Well, and again, this is because this is what Disney has cultivated. Okay, they've cultivated the app thing. They've cultivated that. That's my point.
Sure. Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about.
They're definitely leaning into it.
Exactly. No, they're 100% full throttle into it. Not leaning. They're in the fast lane going 100 with it. But my point is exactly that. That's them wanting to make that the way it runs in there.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That's the problem. And then in that process, they begin to nickel and dime you. These are the two things that run hand in hand. That is the problem, and they are not getting. They're way too addicted on the money coming in from Lightning because people don't know better, and so to them,
they don't.
They have maneuvered the people who aren't like us, which outnumber us by a lot. So I get that to a point, but they maneuvered into thinking, well, I need to do that. Well, and then we're the ones going in the back going like, we're the guy in the corner going, come here.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that. What do you mean? Come here. Let me show you. And we're the guys going like, you can go like here. You can do this. You can do what? I had no idea. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. And Disney, again, that's the problem with Disney corporate right now, is that they're working on with the ignorance of people. And I mean, not because people are dumb, because they just don't know. And they tap into that. And that is where I find fault in Disney. Like, stop that. Stop doing this to people because you don't need to. You need to reverse back to what Walt did and cultivate an area of just people being happy. People in a good mood, guess what? They're going to spend money. People in a good mood are going to want to continue to come back. People who are happy and feel they got a value of it, they're going to come back. So, yeah, the park might get crowded. Boo-hoo. Okay. Make your attractions better. Get the people running better. That's it. But what they did, I feel like that was the idea with the passes and the fast pass and all that, was to help maneuver that along. And like anything, the pendulum swung, and it's way too far over there now. Like, you need to swing it back where the free pass, fast pass, the paper, all that kind of stuff, you return to that, you're going to see people are going to be happier. A lot of the people who once they figure that out, will be like, oh, this was better.
Me navigating a family, if I have to plan every little thing out that we're going to do and try to get my younger kids to comply with that and like be on that schedule, that is way too stressful for me. Like, to literally have like, no, we've got to get to this place by this time. We've got to get back for our lunch. Like, that is going to make me lose it.
Yep.
While I'm in line somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, the minute a kid has a tantrum, I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
I'll lose it.
And like I said, that's where Disney is in error, because this is the environment they have been cultivating. That you have to pay to play, and this is where they are in error, and they're causing these kind of things, and they're making people turn away from the park because they don't want to go through and deal with all that. Even though we're telling them you don't have to and still have a good day, they don't know that. And instead of the casual, like, I'll be there once or twice, maybe in a couple, 3, 4, 5 years, now they're kind of like, meh, I don't even want to go at all, because last time I went, I had to go to the app, and I didn't know how the app worked, and then I had to the Lightning Lane, and what is this? And then people are paying. I'm like, what is going on? And it completely removes the fun or negates a lot of the fun that you're having,
Because
which is antithetical to the whole thing.
Right, because what you do is you have a bunch of just drones, zombies walk around the park with their phone like this.
Exactly.
And you're missing all the awesome architecture and all the plants and everything that people are doing. And it's like, I can't do this. I have to go. I've got reservations at 1 o'clock. I have got to go over here.
Right. And even when you think about not waiting in lines, I mean, the queues are so beautiful and there's so many details that the story begins there. Now you're taking that aspect away. People can't wait in lines. That I think is a problem. When you have like no patience, and people are getting turned off even from having to make an initial reservation when you go.
Sure.
Yeah, no, and like I said, all these things are things that work against them. Now, again, going back to it though, understanding the price increase was going to come. It's always going to come because of inflation, just the way the world operates. We get that, but there are things that Disney could be doing. That's my whole point, to make these kind of hits not be as hard as it won't hit as hard. You'll be like, oh crap, we knew it was coming. But at least I have X, Y, and Z. At least I have this. At least I have that. I have these things that I still enjoy, that I can do, that I don't have to do it this way. Too many people don't have that. They don't know.
Right.
And the overall perception is what we're talking about. It has nothing to do with the reality because, again, like Mark said, he avoided all of that and had a great time. But the perception for the people who aren't like us is it's turning people away who's like, I don't want to do that. You want me to spend how much for that?
Yeah, my dad in San Diego texted me. He goes, what is all this about? Is this going to cost that much money to go? I go, no, Dad, this is not what this is. I tried to explain it to him. So he's the perfect target audience for what Disney's trying to. Oh yeah, you like need all this.
And like, no,
you don't. So let's talk about the other shoe that dropped, the wonderful, disgusting Lightning Lane Premier Pass. And I call it disgusting because
it is.
First off, I should say, LTP listeners, you guys are savvy enough that you listen to the show. You absolutely do not need this nonsense in your life. You can just absolutely do not need this. Although I suspect Disney might be trying to sell scarcity yet again.
Artificial scarcity is a real thing, and it is something they've been doing for a while. And if you guys want to know, and everyone out there,
yeah, there you go.
There you go, politically correct. If you are saying, what are you talking about? Just remember when they would bring back movies from the vault.
Yeah.
There's your key.
That's right.
This is where all that began.
Yep.
And who started that, though?
That was Bob Chapek.
That's why I don't like Bob. That's one of the things that I don't like about Bob. But
okay,
this is the model.
Disney launching Lightning Lane Premier Pass with one-time access to every Lightning Lane attraction. Lightning Lane Premier Pass allows one-time entry to each Lightning Lane experience in a theme park to enjoy at your leisure that day.
Oh, boy.
So remember, this is all for your leisure, you guys. Okay. With Lightning Lane Premier Pass, guests won't need to choose specific arrival times for attractions. It includes Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and Lightning Lane Single Pass attractions. It also includes digital downloads of select attraction photos and videos, as well as Disney PhotoPass lenses. Super wonderful.
Did you catch the word selective?
Selective. So you get to ride those selected attractions that offer Lightning Lane one time at any time during the day. So you don't have to make reservations. You can walk in. Just again, there is no express Lightning Lane. There is standby, Lightning Lane, and a single rider. So you are paying $400 to go into the Lightning Lane, where someone next to you probably spent $32 to go on that. So understand that, right? Does that make sense? Okay. So this starts in 3 days, October 23rd. Lightning Lane Premier Passes are non-refundable and non-transferable. Wonderful. Valid admission and a park reservation are required to purchase a Lightning Lane Premier Pass. Blah, blah, blah. Yes.
Can I also say, like Star Wars, The Rise, and Radiator Springs, they are not included.
Yeah, I was going to get to that, but yes,
okay, sorry.
You are correct. They are not included on that. You have to pay extra to go on those, which is okay, wonderful. So let's go over what attractions this actually is good for in Disneyland. You want to do that, Becky?
Sure.
Okay.
Tell me when to start laughing.
You can start laughing now.
Start right now.
Autopia.
Are you kidding me?
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Okay.
Buzz Lightyear Astro
gosh.
Blasters.
Yeah.
Haunted Mansion.
No.
However, not right now.
Yeah.
I believe that will not come until everything is done with the queue and the new shop. So you don't get that. Indiana Jones. It's a Small World. I know that would
It's not even
maybe
open.
be like the
Dude.
one that makes you want to go.
Kate, I'm going right now.
Matterhorn bobsleds.
Okay.
Runaway Railroad. Millennium Falcon. Smuggler's Run.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates. However, that's just temporary, I believe. Roger Rabbit. Space.
Yep.
Star Tours.
So again, you have virtually all Fantasyland except for It's a Small World in Matterhorn. I'm guessing that's the only two off the top of my head that would not include that. Nothing in Fantasyland except for those two. Wait a minute. Where's is Finding Nemo not on the list?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so
No, and Haunted or Mansion, but plus Small World, I have been at the busiest of times.
Yeah.
I have like never waited more than 30 minutes. That line just moves.
yeah, and again, you're not going into an exclusive line. You're going into the rest of the fast pass folks.
Yeah.
That go, I paid $32 and I have a reservation at 12:45 and I'm sitting here and you paid $400. Okay, so
To decide what time you want to do that.
so I can't even begin to tell you how mind-numbingly stupid
Roger Rabbit.
this is. Yeah.
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. Exactly right.
I mean, Roger Rabbit.
Right. So okay, hold on.
I don't even have words other than
Who
Roger
are you?
Rabbit.
So this must be for the people that, hey, we're only going to be in the park for one day. We're out of town and we've got a bunch of money to spend. We have no idea how to spend it. I mean, we could invest it or we could spend it on just stupid stuff like this. That's what this is for. People who don't know better. And okay, so wait a minute. That's just okay. But wait a minute. Let's like look at some of the hits at DCA.
Goofy Sky School. Grizzly.
Yeah.
Mission Breakout.
Yeah.
Incredicoaster. Little Mermaid. Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Soarin'.
Uh-huh.
Toy Story Midway Mania. And Web Slingers.
Oh, that's pretty much everything except for Radiator Springs Racers
Yes.
and the two other attractions in Cars Land which don't even offer Lightning Lane.
And yeah, that is
Am I missing anything?
No, you're right.
Oh no, there's
well,
like
other than like the Ferris wheel.
and then Emotional Whirlwind and then
Yeah.
the Jumping Jellyfish and Zephyr.
Yeah.
Carnival rides.
The carnival ride.
There is no scenario at all that this would make sense. There is nothing that would suggest $400. So this is why I call it disgusting that Disney decided, oh, we should probably do this because Universal's charging something, but it isn't this much money.
No, and I would need to look more into Universal. I think we looked it up, but you actually got some more stuff with it. I think.
Okay, if this was $400 and included your park ticket, would that be worth it? No. No, it would not be. So the park ticket on the worst day is $206, plus 75.
I guess if you got a park hopper with it.
Well, so that's $281. So you have a balance of $119.
Okay,
right?
but okay,
make it
no,
$400?
go ahead.
So that value would be, is that worth $119?
No,
that's not even worth $119.
no, because can we break down? Let's do a quick breakdown of the attractions that are on these lists, right?
We're breaking it down.
Okay, so Autopia, really?
I love it.
I know. I mean, it's whatever, but really, how long is a wait in Autopia? Half hour, maybe?
Maybe.
Okay. Big Thunder. Now that one you can talk about, maybe an hour, but an hour. This is what we're talking about right now.
35 to 45.
Exactly. Okay. Moving on. Buzz Lightyear.
No, that thing's jammed up all the time.
Always
Wait,
jammed.
really?
It is.
Yeah.
It is jammed
I
up. But
feel like when I've gone, it's
nope. I've always gone when it's been jammed.
really.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was walking by it just a couple weeks ago, there was this extended queue by the Astro Orbiters, and I go, "What the hell are those people waiting for?" And then I turn around, and I go, "That's Buzz Lightyear."
But you want to know why?
Don't you guys have something better to be doing?
Well, and also, I guess the other thing is, sorry, not to cut you off, but I would look at it and also be like, oh, okay, it's a walk-on right now. Those are the times I do Buzz.
Yeah.
But
You know what I mean?
but
Yes.
but Buzz, I've seen 45-minute max, maybe an hour max. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go on that. But again,
That's not that bad.
no, but exactly, and it's Buzz Lightyear. Okay. Mansion. What is the longest you've ever sat in a queue for Mansion? It is a people eater.
Longest I've sat in probably, gosh, I'm going to say 45.
That's what I was going to say, and that's like holiday time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Right.
I don't even think I've ever sat in a full 45-minute line queue or 45-minute queue in that.
And I actually love that queue.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like, it's so peaceful.
So this is part of the problem with Disney's doing. Okay, so next one, Indiana Jones. Well, if it's not breaking down, hate to say that, but literally another 45-minute queue. I think longest, an hour. What they're doing here, well, I'll finish up. Small World, are you kidding me? It's a
never
walk-on
waited.
almost
Well,
always.
it's
Yeah.
funny about Indiana Jones, and because I brought this up to my daughters, is that we were standing in line, and they let the fast pass line go in, right, and like right in front of us, whatever.
Yeah.
I go, okay, that's not a big deal. But I noticed one of the kids he's wearing some shirt or something. I just happened to like notice it, and I didn't think anything of it. But when we finally got on to Indiana Jones, guess who's sitting right next to me?
The kid.
That kid. And I go,
Wow.
that kid had the fast pass, and he's sitting right next to me. I go, did you guys notice that? They go, no. I go, that was totally him.
Yep.
Because I just happened to notice that. So
That's my point.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, let me finish it up real quick. Matterhorn, again, we have had it where the queue has been all the way down the side, going down towards the submarines. That has never been longer than a 40-minute wait for me. Even when the queue is all the way going down there, where you're near the Galactic Grill when you're jumping into that.
Yeah.
And it's never been more than a 45-minute that I can think of. Again, Matterhorn runs pretty efficiently, even with a small queue. Okay, I haven't been on Mickey, so I can't speak to that one. Millennium Falcon, again, when it was open and in its heyday, was maybe an hour, okay? When we were going around the back, going into that open area, and then coming through, an hour.
Yeah,
okay?
I remember doing that, and it was an hour
Yep,
and like had just opened.
exactly. Pirates. Dude, one of the biggest people eaters
Yep.
in the whole thing, 15, 20 minutes. Even when it's going outside the queue, going up along, going down to New Orleans. No more than that. Where are we at? Roger Rabbit, give me a break. I'm not even going to comment on that one. Space Mountain, that one is one of the ones that's been taking longer. But even then, an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
if you know how to play the game, you're not waiting long.
You're not waiting long at all. And then Star Tours. Now, give me a break. I think the last long line that I went with Star Tours was 30 minutes. Most of the time, Star Tours will walk on. So my whole point for reading and for going through those one per one is because Disney is operating on the fact that they think that they're running old school ways when people weren't moving through these parks. Okay, they're operating like the park is at utmost high capacity. It's not. It's not. And even if it went to high capacity, most of these are going to eat people up quick anyway. So-
With the other park, the only thing that ever takes a long time is the Midway Mania.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's
it does.
always a long, like a super long line.
As we speak right now at 1:02 on Sunday, Star Tours has a 40-minute wait. Space has a 45-minute wait.
Which is probably only 30.
Yeah, Autopia is sitting at 5 minutes. This is 1 o'clock on a Sunday. What's Matterhorn? 40.
1 o'clock on a Sunday during holiday, Halloween holiday
Yeah,
time, like
yeah.
peak Halloween holiday.
Yep. I'm guessing Peter Pan's 45. Let me look. 35.
Yep.
Big Thunder's 30.
Yeah.
Indy is
Down.
no. Oh wait a minute, is it? No, it's 35. Jungle
Okay.
Cruise is 20.
See? All of them. That's my point. This is Disney not wanting to break from the reality, and not break from what they think and into the reality of what's going on. And these are your indicators. So this is what we go off on, is because I'm like, Disney, how are we looking at this outside going, what about that and that and that? And you go like, and see, this is where I throw fault at the culture that is in that company right now, in the C-suites. Stop. Like, you guys need to do a hard stop and look at everything. This is nonsense.
Do you think that we're trending towards, how do I say? I was talking to my friend Justin about this. How do I say it? Back to, you pay to go into the park, but you got to pay for each attraction again.
They have been. This is exactly what they're doing.
I feel like that's such a step backwards.
It is.
But I think that's kind of what we're trending
No,
towards.
it's exactly what
But
they're trending
here's also
towards.
the other
No more
thing.
standby time.
Yeah.
I would never like it, but I would be more okay with it if I wasn't paying $200 to
get
go
in.
in.
Yeah.
Then if I'm paying $50 or something,
Mm-hmm.
because
Well-
and then at that point, I would make the value decision, like, are we going to enjoy shows and that sort of thing, or are we going to do attractions?
Yeah,
Like,
you-
what do we want to do?
I'm glad you mentioned earlier, Becky, that you'd be happy just going into the park and walking around Main Street, because guess what? That's all you're gonna be able to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you want to go to Tomorrowland? That's gonna be like $25.
Yeah.
Or did you want to actually? Did you guys want to ride something? Here you go. So that's, to me, I will. As silly as it sounds, that wouldn't surprise me if they tried to pull that off.
No.
Well, and
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that, like, fair
No.
atmosphere at all.
No.
Which is exactly what the opposite of what Disneyland was supposed to be.
Exactly. So we're trending backwards. So I don't know what point the break comes. I don't know.
We're getting there.
And I feel like we're getting there. And I think, and I'm going to come back to, because I always want to keep on with the hope, no matter how much we're critical.
Yeah.
I honestly think that we've been at that breaking point, and when I see Disney reacting like this, I'm like, okay, they're feeling something of a pinch in the wallet, because they're trying, okay, how do we make it up? So seeing this thing, and them trying to do the corporate, like, shiny, look at this, and I'm like, and I don't think that people are going to gravitate to this.
I honestly think there's a sucker born every minute.
No, I get that, but eventually the sucker learns.
Yeah.
And okay, let me put the hypothetical.
Yeah.
Eventually, someone's going to go to the park and like, we just can't afford, but I want to go. And once they figure out, like, how I want to go to the park, but I can't afford to do all these extras, how am I going to navigate the park? They will learn. Enough people want to learn, they were going to do it. They're going to figure out the way to do it. That's one thing you can say about people, is that when you want to be, there's a sense of tenacity that some people will get, and they won't quit. So I think this is the thing. I think Disney is at that point where this is their how do I put it? Their, I don't want to say death throes, but it's the death throes of this mentality of, like, nickel and dime, nickel and dime, nickel and dime. If this doesn't work, which I don't think it is, I think they're going to finally have to do, like, hold on, what's going on? I think it's happening on the entertainment side to an extent. And there are many reasons, and if you guys want to know my reasons, DM me, I'll tell you, because this will be a whole other thing. But I think this is the indicators, like, hey, we're trying, we need the money. How do we get the more money out of it? We're again trying to pull the juice from the dried up orange, and this isn't going to fly. It's not there.
I saw a couple people said that they think that the mindset is, we throw this at you for $400, people get shocked by it, but then they see the other Lightning Lane or the Genie Plus, whatever it's called now, and they're like, oh, okay, if we can get that for $39, let's just do that. That's not that bad.
It's the big ask. It's a common strategy that people use, but the thing is, this is why I always say, you don't have to say, like Mark said earlier, you don't need any of it.
You need like
You
none of
don't
this.
need a bit of it. And the more people get that, the more Disney will be like, okay, we need to go back. So everybody who's a Disney faithful, and listens to the show and goes like that, just don't give them their money for this. Follow Mark's example. You go there, you don't mobile order, you don't do anything, and then you maneuver through the park the way you know how. And make the day enjoyable for you and your family.
Right.
And your friends. Don't buy into any of this. And the more you talk to people about Disney and they start bringing up these things to you, like, well, I don't want to go because X, Y, Z, highlight that. Well, you don't need any of it.
You need none of it.
You need none of it. And go enjoy the park. Here's how you enjoy it without any of this nonsense on top of it. With not like looking at my phone half the day and I need to do this, I need to do that. No, just don't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I still feel like this is it. Bob Iger's going to go. I think one of the pivotal things is going to be who's going to be his replacement. What I've heard and who's in the lead, I don't know if that's true anymore. Dana Walden. I'm not sure. I think she's dealing with a whole bunch of other things on her end that aren't positive. And if she takes over Disney, I don't think that'll look good for Disney. I think there's many a battle coming legally along with Disney that's going to show a lot of things are going to be coming up. Mainly Gina Carano, but I won't get into that.
But that's how there's a trial date for that. Okay, interesting.
When is it?
It's going to be next year. I don't know the exact. It's going to trial, and I'll give you the brief thing real quick, just for anybody who's not been paying attention. She sued Disney for basically discrimination because she got fired. Blah blah the whole thing. She filed a lawsuit. They moved for a motion to dismiss. It was denied. Then they immediately went to the Ninth Circuit, which is in California, and said, "Hey, you need to see this right away." Ninth Circuit struck it down like hard. Like I read, I didn't read it. I listened to a YouTube guy basically read it all off, and he's a lawyer and he's describing what it was because a lot of it legalese. I'm like, okay, they struck it down so hard and said no. So it's going to discovery. It's going to trial, and in this trial, I have a sneaky suspicion that a lot of the garbage that Disney has been doing behind the scenes is going to come out. And it's not going to be pretty for them. I really think it's going to be ugly. And I'm going to be sad because Disney has been tarnished, but I also think it's good because it's finally the light is getting shed, and that's the only way we can get rid of it and make it better. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's the short of it.
All right.
It's going to get better, and I think ugly things have to happen first before we come out the backside and we're going to be like, cool. Now we're maneuvering and turning in the right direction. The slow ship is still turning in the right direction. It really is. Regardless of all this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, any final thoughts on this? Just don't buy it. That's my final thought.
Don't give them your money with that.
No.
Don't give them your money. Don't feel pressed, pushed, or anything to it. You don't need it.
No, you do not need it.
And I guess if anything too, like something I would maybe suggest to somebody who doesn't visit as often or doesn't know too much about it, if they're thinking they need this but it's too expensive and I tell them like, no, you actually don't, like take some time and download the app like ahead of time before coming and look at wait times for things and like start to see trends of the days that you're going to be visiting.
Yeah.
And that could kind of give you like a little bit of a ballpark to start off in your day, like so that you're not like so during various times like, okay, this might be the time to go to Fantasyland because people are back taking naps or like I don't know, you could start to see trends that way.
Nice. Very good advice on that. Okay, well that's going to wrap up this lively discussion, uplifting discussion about Lightning Lane Premier Pass.
It's getting better.
It's
darkest
I
before
feel like
the dawn.
we actually were better about it than I thought we would be overall.
We have a more modulated. No, I'm kidding.
Well, it's because we're not making an emotional response to it.
Yeah.
We're approaching everything with logic, which, and I'm glad we waited. Like, I'm glad the timing did, because if we had recorded the day after this, I've been like, I may have had a different take, but now I'm just kind of, I mean, like I said, my angst is just with Disney, and thinking that they can do this sort of stuff. I mean, I don't know who the hell they think they are, or I mean, like I said, you do not have to play by their rules whatsoever.
Yep.
So,
I do have one other thing though. When we were talking about Universal, something that I do appreciate about them is their higher end hotels in the Orlando area. You actually get their version of this pass with your stay if you stay at those hotels.
Yep.
oh, that's a good deal. I mean,
I think it is. I can't list out for you the pricing right now of like what it is to stay at the hotel, but I think that like feels a little bit better.
Yes.
Even if it's a expensive hotel, it still feels like a little bit more valued, or like they're giving you something versus like take.
Oh, right, right. Yep.
But, like we said, none of us would get it anyway.
None of us get it anyways. No,
and
I would.
We can have a great time.
I would advise anyone who asks, do not get it.
Yeah, dude, don't do it.
which I think, but going like multiple days is like the key, so you can spread out your day and not feel panicked. Like, oh, I must go on this and this and this. But again, that's what Disney's selling: this panic scarcity crap.
Yeah, which is also a good point. And when you do look at the pricing of the, let me pull it back up. But when we were talking about the pricing of the multi-day tickets, it is more beneficial the longer that you can go.
Yeah.
So if you can make it work to stay longer, like a 3-day trip is $415 for an adult, or 4 days $474. Am I looking at? Yeah, I'm looking at the right thing.
Yeah, but you are. But that's one park. You got to add another 95. Is that per day?
No, I think. Well, actually, I don't know. I think it's one time. Let me see.
Yeah, that's got to be.
Sure, it's one time.
Okay, so. Oh, I don't know.
Well, I think I might be priced out of the park hopper right now.
A 4-day?
Well, just in well, I think if I was going 4 days, I would also just split it up, so I'm maybe a day at DCA, the rest at Disneyland. I don't know.
No, see, DCA is not an all-day park, even now.
Yeah, I for sure wouldn't split it up and do like 2 days there or anything. Well, I think the other thing would be if you're there 4 days, like maybe my mindset would be more of, okay, the day I'm doing DCA is more of like a relaxed day where you sleep in or spend time with the kids at the pool.
Yes.
Go to DCA.
Yeah.
Which is still expensive though, to spend that and not do the full day.
So I think that might be per day.
The night I was trying to log in, but I can't have I don't have a connection to see if it was per day or if it's just a one-time fee.
Okay. How would you find that out?
I was going to look at the Disneyland website.
Oh, you mean the app?
I guess I could probably look it up in the app.
Okay, while she's doing that, this is going to pretty much wrap up episode number 207. We will have an interview coming up soon. Probably, let me see, 208. Where are we now? Probably 209 will be a very special episode for us with a special guest. We will not talk about it yet until we have further details. But
oh yeah,
episode 208 will probably. I will try to get Jay on, or maybe Terrence. I've reached out to you. Becky has some information.
It looks like it's a one-time.
Oh, okay, so you're looking at 474 plus 95. 9. That is 569.
I mean, that's still expensive, but
that's a lot of money.
But if you are doing multi-day, it seems a better value to do a park, or not a better value, but it's. I could justify a hopper, I guess, maybe
a little bit easier.
Yeah, because it's spread out over the days versus just the whatever we said 75.
Yeah.
For one day, but still.
Yeah,
still
okay.
A lot.
That's a lot.
I remember paying $275 for a 3-day ticket with the hopper included.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yep.
And that felt like a lot.
So $500. Okay, interesting. Well, is food for thought, LTP Nation. Just again, you know where we stand. Let us know once we put this out up on Instagram what you guys think about this. Oh, wait a minute. You know, I actually did put that out there initially, and I do have the responses. I just now thought about it. Okay. So the question that this was about, did they price it too much? Or are we out of it? Skittle Muffin said, no more Magic Key for my family. Fernando said, probably was in between upgrading and not renewing, and now I'm leaning towards the former. The former would be renewing, or sure, upgrading.
Yep.
Tar Heel alum said, when is enough? Miss Cannibalist said, yes, I've been priced out. Marcus said, I used to be in constant trip planning mode. Now a trip is more of an abstract idea. Might happen.
Yeah.
Marcus, okay. I know. Unfortunately, I do agree with it. Gick27, that's Jess's aunt, says, indeed it does. Jacob said, what did Jacob say? I can't even see what Jacob said. I actually don't have what Jacob said. Sorry. It was probably like, yes.
I think he's going like next month or something. I remember him saying.
Yes, he is going next month. But pretty much, he says, it's ridiculous they raised the prices right before the holidays. And then Sarcastic Eyesore said, from our experience on our recent trip, I feel like higher. Oh, can't see what he said. Sorry. Anyways, not positive news from the LTP Nation.
No.
Okay. Well, anyways, let us know again what you think about the Lightning Lane Premier Pass and what they're doing and all that good stuff. Becky, where can people find out more information about you?
You can find me on Instagram at Becky_Weimer, BECKY_WEIMER.
Excellent. Udi, where can people find out more information about you for some witty banter?
You can find me on my socials, which are both Twixter and Instagram, both HAXGOALIE Hacks Goalie. And yeah, you guys stick around because we got some cool stuff coming.
Yes.
We've got an interview that I'm very excited for. I don't think we're gonna promote it until we actually drop it, right? Or are we gonna just keep it hidden until we just drop it? Or are we gonna actually say, this is what we're gonna do?
Confirmation.
Okay.
We will announce it then because
Once we're confirmed.
We might ask people if they want to ask a question.
Okay. So then, yeah, that one you guys are gonna be stoked for. I know a couple people that I've shared this with. They're like, holy shit. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. The other thing is we got something from Mark coming. Mark, I'm gonna say it, but I'll let him do it when it's ready.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm stoked for that. You guys,
Yeah.
I'm super stoked for it. Yep.
Yeah, it's my new steak knife set that I'm promoting.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait. I'm going to sharpen. It's going to be so cool.
I think people are going to be mind blown.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
100%.
100%. Okay.
Hopefully that comes soon. I'm waiting for it. Like
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yep.
All right. Well, LTP Nation, thank you so much for hanging out with us. You know where to find us at info@leavingtodaypodcast.com. That's our email. Instagram is Leaving Today Podcast. And also online at leavingtodaypodcast.com. All of our information is up there. I need to update that. Sorry, I have not done that. Next episode 208 will be out in 2 weeks. And we'll have an interview for that. I mean, we're going to have a guest on for that. And then 209, like I said, Udi mentioned, we're going to have a special guest, special event that we're going to be taking part of, hopefully. All right. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. Hopefully it didn't go too dark, but sometimes it does. We try to be honest. And anyways, we love you. Adventures out there, and we'll see you in the parks.
Bye.
See ya.
It can't be any worse than your whiskey and Coke from yesterday morning. Think of a banana.
Does it help? Okay.
Always does. Every time. Don't ask me why. But you make me hot. It's so close, I can feel it. Why are you throwing up? You trying to eat all your food before your sister does? Now you can eat that.
Snack break. I feel like Udi's gonna lose it with the news.
Are we live?
We are live.
I am a good button pusher.
Can I have the pumpkin brulee, please? Thank you.
You pushed the wrong button.
I did. I pushed the wrong button.
That's what he said.
We'll give it a bit.
Yeah, give it a second.
Okay. Woo! Good?
Thank you.
You're welcome. No bed sheets.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because I like yelling at you.
But you make me hot. It's so close, I can feel it.
Kitty.
It's like a breath of fresh air.
Boy, was my face red. Can we do that again?